Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm glad that you are watching. Thank you so much for making time to join us on Tembe TV as we start out our political discussion for tonight. I believe you have what to say on the same. The link is right there in the comments for those of you who love to get into the studio so that we dive into tonight's subject. We'll be looking at will DP Ruto's money political strategy succeed to overturn Raila Odinga'S fanatical support? How and why? It is becoming clear that DP's political strategy is pour the money by the support. And Raila is still applying the traditional political of winning people, reaching them through their gatekeepers and liaising with different groups in different places. Who will carry the day politically? Who is the political wizard in this particular game of politics? Welcome, everyone. Let us get talking and ensure that we are doing what is required. We have every responsibility to ensure that this country is well governed by ensuring that right people get into those leadership positions. So welcome, everyone. Let us get talking. Bwana Fred, vipi?
Safi sana, Mr. Bernard. How are you?
I'm okay. Leo tanguliza sadaka.
Na kweli.
Nimewachunga kwa hii channel siku nyingi, mtumangi sadaka.
Sadaka. Hakuna, unajua sasa wewe unafanya vibaya kwa sababu hakuna vile ibada inaweza kamilika bila sadaka. So
sasa nyinyi mnakamilisha, mnatoroka mapema bila niokote sadaka. Mimi naachwa tu kwa mata.
No, you know the protocols. Sasa ni sadaka. In fact, when you talk about sadaka, which kind of sadaka do you want?
No, you theologians are like that. You always look for where to escape.
Not really, because we were told that you cannot go in the house of the Lord with empty hands. So it means before you go in the house of the Lord, you have to package yourself. And
the problem is that Corona has made opposite. It's no longer people who come to the house of God. It's the man of God that goes to the house of the people. So
by the way, if you don't know,
yes,
the Bible says very clearly that the man of God is the one who's supposed to go to the people. And the Bible states very clearly that when you go to them, they must give you, you eat first before you proclaim blessing to them. Lazima ukule ushibe kwanza, ndio wakuletee wagonjwa wawekelee mikono watapona. Otherwise, how was your day, sir?
The day is great. I just came from music service and the jam was too much, so we start the show a bit late. But I trust we're going to have a great time. Just give me a minute. I give shout out to these people joining. We appreciate all of you that are joining on the comment section. Gordon Olo, karibu kwa show. Nelson Mutai, tunakushukuru sana. Okengo Omwangu, we salute you for being on board faithfully. Thank you very much. Alumani Junior, thank you so much. Toroitich Aperetam, wewe. Karibu kabisa kwa show. Ann Powers, you're welcome. Kevin Smiyu, karibu kwa show. Tunawashukuru sana. So Fred, mambo ni kama hivyo. DP ameamua kumwaga pesa ili apate political support. Baba ameamua kuongea na wananchi na kuongea na gatekeepers na meet different groups. Will the money overturn the Baba support in the country?
I'm very sure there is something that our TP is missing. And I alluded here, I opined here in this platform, I think it was yesterday or the other day. And I talked about, he goes around and tell people that I am with the people, with God. I'm coming with the people, with God. Now, on my side, I started to think and to imagine, and if people they are really for God, that day they could not be, they were not supposed to demand for Barnabas instead of Jesus, which means people likely people, most of the people, they are not with God. It is God who is with people. That's why he say, be with me, come to me and I will come to you. Be close to me, I will be close to you. Run away from me and I will run away from you. So this his narrative of I'm with the people and God. He forget to add there with money. And as we can see now, the sentiments of our president is now coming to be fulfilled. Run, 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 run. You just sprint. But the old man is just coming slowly by slowly. And whoever knows. So this narrative of our brothers from Okoa, now their dream has been shutted down, because that was the only thing was left to them. Because as you can remember, in the circle of President Uhuru Kenyatta, there was 4 camps. There are camps who believed that President Uhuru Kenyatta must support his deputy. That group was thwarted. Now it is no more. There was a group who believed that President Uhuru Kenyatta should support Raila Odinga'S. The group where Kina Murathe, Maina Kamanda, Tuoli, where they are, that one is still holding waters. And there was another group which says that, which was believing and pushing for a compromised candidate, a group whereby it was forcing Fred Matiang'i and Mutahi Kagwe ticket. You remember that one was thwarted. And then there was a last group, a 4th group around the president who believed that the safe pair of hands. Here now the scenario of Okoa, Kenya comes in. Then there are people who are pushing from within the inner circle of President Uhuru Kenyatta that he should support this, one of the principles in Oka. Now, and President relaxed and gave them the opportunity, and he allowed them to go around and try to beseech people. If people will accept them, then he could not have any doubt to support one of them. But from the all indications, nobody didn't knew that after in fact, you can remember, after the Reke was being stopped, people thought that now the old man is finished. He will never wake up, and he's down to the knees, and that ambition of getting presidency is forget. Because this man is wise and genius of politics of Kenya and enigma of politics of Kenya. He just wake up early in the morning and he say that I'm launching the call of unity, Azimio La Umoja. And that train, it's the train now has swept everything. All political obstacles were there. Azimio La Umoja has swept off even what reggae didn't bring, even what reggae didn't succeed to swap off. Azimio La Umoja has taken off. And that's why I told you yesterday, today's event is going to mark the end of Oga and the end of Ruto in Mount Kenya. If it is money, those people they have money, my friend. That guy is, hiyo ni shadow. Wacha pesa sianze kumwakwa ndio mtajua. Kuna wenye pesa bwana. Kuna wenye pesa. I say. So, it's all about the game of numbers and how genius you are. You can unaweza kusaliwa jana alafu chipike kifua sana, ufanye mambo mawili matatu, ujione wewe sasa unaweza shinda mwalimu wako ama unaweza shinda baba yako, nayo haitawahi wezekana. Baba yako atakuwa anakuangalia tu, wewe unafanya moves zako, unaenda, amekusomesha, amekufanyia kila kitu, lakini unaporudi unajiona sasa wewe kwamba unaweza ongoza boma pasipo uwepo ama pasipo blessing ya baba yako. Now this is what's happening. Ngojea tu, waje tuingie kwa ground sasa, tukuonyeshe vile pesa zinafanya kazi.
Mkubwa, wewe hapana lala leo.
Honorable Joel, I think I can see you. You are very much punctual. How do you see today?
Thank you very much. And I'm very okay, of course, and greetings to everyone who is, of course, okay on it. And thank you very much for the welcome. I'll only say that, of course, okay, politics is shaping every day. And it is shaping to the sweetest part of it, which, of course, I've always said that those days will come. Huh? Sorry, I'm not very sure if okay, yeah. So I've always said that, of course, okay, politics is shaping every day, and those days are coming when politics comes into reality. That, of course, okay, the people we want for the country are these ones, the one that we are seeing, and the one that we know very well that, of course, okay, they're gonna take the country into a better place tomorrow. And to be very realistic when it comes to the money and all that, I've had one of the when Raila Odinga'S was being endorsed by the Mount Kenya foundations. Of course, okay, one guy said that, of course, okay, it is now time that we go back to our own path, and of course, okay, we sell what we have to get where we want to go to. So if it is all about money, those are the money makers, and of course, okay, they do have the money. So I think, to be very realistic, Ruto's money does not change anything. Only that, of course, okay, it will show the whole character of him. To be very realistic, that, of course, okay, having the amount of money that you have, all you want is a humble leader, a person who knows where the country is supposed to be, a person who is not selfish. Because, okay, to be very realistic, Ruto himself knows that the moment he takes the power, that is the end of those people, the enemies, as he called them. And of course, okay, the democracy of the country will go into its knees. Economy automatically will go into its sources, not even the knees in the real sense. So to be very realistic, things are tough, but the system that he has, it does not change anything. I said, and I'll repeat it, that of course, okay, time will come when nobody will want to associate himself with Ruto. Because now it is only that, of course, okay, those people are running with him because of the money that he has. And after the money, what will happen? Everything will change. Even if you'll have the money until the end of it, still you won't see that seat. Because, of course, okay, they've always said politics is interest. So I go for that person that I want to choose because of my own interest, the better part of me. It is all the survival that, of course, we all want to survive. Everyone wants to get what he wants. And to be very realistic, we do that, as in we choose that person whom I know that atanichungia vitu zangu na bado if it is all about the economy, we cry about the economy, the jobs and all that. It is only Raila Odinga who can do that. So in the real sense, Ruto's money and the system that he has will not change anything, but it is worsening because I said money, the money that Ruto has is showing the whole character of Ruto, a dictator in its making. And I'm so sure and very happy as well when I hear my own MP, Narok North MP, Moichalel Kenta, saying that, of course, okay, Ruto is an enemy of the Maasai. And of course, okay, even in my own records, he is the enemy of our people, the Maasai. And to anyone who can, yeah,
mind language, no profiling of people.
All right.
On this channel, please. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So of course, when it comes to choosing, let us choose it good, wise, and knowing very well that we are supposed to be going to somewhere and not to be dictated by people. The economy is at the sample, and of course, what we want is to make it come up again for the country and for the people, for our own kids, and for our own people, everyone who depends on you. Don't allow people to depend on you. Let them work and let them get what they want. So to be very realistic, money and the strategies will not change anything. Time will come, of course, after we endorse him, Baba, and of course, baada ya kusema kwamba this is what I want, of course, all will change and you'll see everything into its light. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Munjo. We appreciate your input. Generally, Kenya, vipi?
Niko poa, sijui kama unanisikia.
Nakusikia. Unapenda kujificha?
Sauti ni muhimu. Wacha tuweke picha kando.
Sawa, karibu, endelea.
Okay, kulingana na mjadala nitaenda tu straight. To find a person of the level of our deputy president having the only policy that he has at hand or that is feasible for him being dishing out money for people, first I consider this as a disrespect to Kenya.
Hatumusikii generali.
No, I can get him. Ebu check your gadget. Generali, endelea.
Bado sisikiki?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Nakusikia general.
Okay, nashukuru. Bas, wacha niendelee. I was saying that it is a disrespect to a person to the level of a deputy president, feeling that having to give people money is one way of winning them to vote him in. Is one person, and we must understand that the Kenyan politics is maturing. Kenyans are more focused on issues. We need politics that are issue-based. We need policies that are feasible. And they came up with the approach that they call the bottom-up, whatever it looks like. This is what he would have broadened to a practical level, that it would be looking like he's trying to transform the current setting of Kenyans, especially in the economy area. But as we speak, this guy has a lot of anxiety. He campaigns during the day, he campaigns at night, he campaigns on weekends. And as we speak, he holds a public office. I wonder when he serves Kenyans in this very capacity that he was elected to actually discharge his duties. So this is one guy whose whose integrity is in question, and this makes him very unfit to hold public office. When I say his integrity is in question, is because of the manner with which he is interested in buying the faith and trust of Kenyans, instead of convincing them with the feasible policies that are worked in various countries, even here in Africa. So him holding such an office and even improving him to another office to be the head of state, I think he still needs a lot of grilling by Kenyans, which I believe they are able to see it by themselves. This guy has integrity issues because we don't know where he gets all this money. And every weekend he goes anywhere and dishes out a lot of cash. And like Raila normally puts it, he tells people that you take that money and tell him to come again. And when he comes again, you are sure he's going to leave 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, or even 10. So this basically clearly shows that this guy doesn't have a policy, but he believes that being a president after being a deputy president is like his birthright. So he has to do it, even if it means having to pretend that he is supporting small businesses. And you see, he can't support every small business in this country. He goes to a place and claims to support a group of border riders. Do you think when he gets into office, that is what he's going to be doing for the 5 years? And if it is what he's trying to do, then that is not feasible, and it's not even possible, and doesn't even make sense. So basically, he has failed, and he has failed himself, and Kenyans are watching, and I believe they're going to make the right decision when the right time comes. That is my first submission for now.
Okay, thank you, General. We appreciate your input. Before we go to Ruben, I want to shout out to those joining us on the comment section. We appreciate Millie Adhiambo, asante sana. Sylvester Ebei, karibu kwa show. Baraka ya Kitenge, asante, watching from Kisii. We appreciate you. Kiptanui Baristei, UDN yako. I don't know what that means. Samuel Pastor, thank you so much. Vincent Mediatrix Otieno, thank you so much for joining us. Let's converse. Please make sure that we watch our language and interact as civil as possible. Stephen Omboga Morairi, we appreciate you. Shadrach Wekulo, good evening, guys. I'm watching from Bungoma. Thank you so much. Okay, Rotich, is it? Yes, Rotich, thank you. Alan Onyando, we appreciate you. Milka Harrison, thank you, thank you. Ruben.
Yes, sir.
Hali vipi?
Hali ni poa, although niko kwa giza. I don't know what has suddenly happened. Well, but I'm okay. Yesterday there's some problems, technical problems here and there, but I'm alright today.
Sawa sawa, sauti iko clear, endelea.
Sasa hii story ya DP naona will DP Ruto money political strategy succeed to overturn Raila Odinga'S fanatical support. How and why? Okay. Kitu cha kwanza kile mimi ninataka kusema
Bwana Ruben, you are mute. Ruben ametumwa nje. Waga huko. Aya. Karibu.
Niko poa.
Niko salama, nashukuru.
Basi salamia kina Fred hapo. Sasa bro, pesa haiwezi katununua. Pesa tumekula nyingi na bado tutakula. Na mimi nawaambia pesa ikikuja usirushe pesa. Wewe chukua pesa weka kwa mfuko uenda tafuta nayo nje. Mtu ameamua kutumia. Unajua unaambiwa kama ni zako na zimerudi pokea. Lakini ambaye sio yako usichukue. Hizi tunachukua mimi naona ni yetu. Na mtu asiogope kuchukua pesa. Imagine pesa ile hujaifanyia mtu anaslipa. Si ulipe tu, enda kupigia yeye kelele, ikifika jioni umelipa, hata kama ni 200 uko sawa kimfuko. Bora tu tuwe machua, ukichukua usihekon. Alafu wacha niulize watazamaji, mbona naona jamaa ki heckling alafu anashika watu. Leo nimesikia vijana wameshikwa kule Kisii. Kwani lazima tu watu wa kusupport ndio usiwashike? Na je, sasa akianza kutushika juu ya heckling na akishika hii sasa ashikilie hii njora ya kusimamia nchi, pesa itatununua. Hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza. Watu wawe tusimame na msimamo yetu na tupige siasa. Hii pesa yani unanunua tu watu, imetoka wapi? Juu pesa ile yako na pesa ile ameswetea, yani kama anaenda tu kila barabara anarusha pesa, kila barabara anarusha pesa, lakini vile zinakuja tuzikule. Na niliwaambia tarehe 10, sasa hapo ndio mambo itakuwa nyingi. Wacha ile ya leo. Ile ya leo ilikuwa tu ni kionjo, kurushia kuku mahindi yaonje. Wacha tuingie pale Kasarani, ndio watu watajua baada ya kutoka Kasarani mambo itakuwaje. Itakuwa tukitoka Kisii anaenda Kisii, ama tukitoka juu. Siku hizi tukitoka Ukambani, kesho yuko Ukambani. Sasa tutakuwa kama watu 1000. Tutachapa hii nchi, sio kuchapa ile. Sasa tutachapa hii nchi, jamaa atalala hata wiki 2 hajaenda sasa yote. Asante sana na shukrani.
Okay, thank you Kawaga. WG upo?
Nipo Bernard.
Naona bado uko kitchen na?
Hata niko huko. Sitaki kutoa nini sura tangu nirushe nje siku ile. Leo nina
ukianza ndio futi naona ukirushwa nje.
Niko so sitaki kuweka sura hapa hivi haraka. But good evening everyone. Sisi hapa bado ni it's is it a good night or a good morning already?
It's still good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
In Nairobi, yes.
So I want to say me, I don't even see any strategy that DP Ruto is applying in his campaign. He's fumbling about. He's a man who is fumbling about everywhere he goes. He picks, and if you don't have a strategy, and you don't have you don't have also you don't have principles, what you are selling to the people, then you begin now fumbling about and you look for mistakes. Someone who is seriously into the campaign will not even hear or listen people heckling. But when you have attention even to hear youths who are far away heckling at you, you must know that you are responding to circumstances. That is why today he will be hurling insults on Raila. The following day he picked issue with some other governors. The other time he is speaking issue with government officials, including Matiang'i. So tell me, is that a strategy? And again, he keeps on dwelling on issues like BBI, the ones that had already been discarded. So you tell me, what is he gaining? This is a man fumbling about. I can't believe, or I'm not sure if he has plans. Maybe they will sit down, or if they've not planned, they should go sit down and have a strategy. When you look at Baba, everything that he does, every move, every day that comes, he has things to attend to. He is meeting this person. The following day, he's meeting the other group. The following day, he's doing some other things. Even that the visit to Nyeri with Luo leaders and elders, that was a strategy in itself. His hands are full. His hands are full. But now you see, William Ruto has only one thing. He's campaigning. Thing two, he is pouring out money. Thing three, he is insulting everyone around. So you tell me, what kind of strategy is that? And then maybe the only thing that I can say that they are doing, maybe not just him, but even his bloggers and his supporters. When you are keen on Facebook and Twitter, you find how they play with words. They play with words. They turn things around. And that is the strategy they have. They will tell you today, even this narrative that they call Baba Muganga and whatnot. Nowadays, I've learned to get what William Ruto is doing behind the scenes when he is referring to others. When he tells you you are a Muganga, you must know that is what he does behind the scenes. Because when he spends the whole night with Talai elders or whatever is doing all those issues, when William Ruto is calling you something, then that is the very thing they are doing. We've learned to know that. So I don't think he has a serious strategy that we can talk about. So far, that is all I have, because it's a very thin line of discussion. If William Ruto had any strategy, we would be analyzing his strategies. But since he doesn't have, I have very little today.
Okay, thank you WG. Tuende moja kwa moja kwa Ruben, you are back.
Yes, I am back with a bang.
Bembeleza, endelea.
Okay, mimi niko sawa. Sasa hii story ya the DP strategy ya kusucceed to overrun Raila Odinga'S fanatical support. Hii discussion imagine leo hata sijui kuidiscuss kwa sababu I can't see any strategy ambayo inaweza succeed wakati huu ukitumia pesa. Number one, siasa haijaanza. That is number one. Siasa kwa upande wa Raila Odinga haijaanza. Kuna wakati, well, let me go outside this thing just slightly. Nje ya hii discussion kidogo. Ukitaka kwenda vita, kwa sababu kuna vitabu tulikuwa tunasoma ya vita kitambo. Ukitaka kwenda vita hii symmetrical na symmetrical warfare. Ukitaka kupigana hiyo vita, kama unapigana na watu kama Al-Shabaab ama vitu kama hizo, first una identify ni nani ana supply wewe na vifaa ya vita, unatoa resupply wapi, unatoa supply wapi, then you cut all those things. Unakata hiyo line ya resupply. Number two, unajua ni nini mtu anapenda nini sana. Sasa kwa hii case ya Ruto, nani anamsupply na pesa? Ni contractors. Wale walikuwa wanampea pesa, wakitoa pesa ya serikali nini na huko hiyo tumashimo tumefungwa through handshake. Sasa amebaki na ile mzigo alikuwa nayo ya kitambo. Hao wengine wanaweza leta pesa from outside, watu kama kina Yadin allegedly na group ingine, hakuna hiyo tunjia pia tufungane. Habaki peke yake na pesa yake. The mouth that he has to feed ni nyingi sana, including the politicians wale amefuatana nao. Most of them naona ni first time MPs. ambao wengi wao hawatarudi na hawana pesa, walifanya siasa, hawana pesa, they are depending on him too. So this guy is giving money to the voters, he is giving money even to the politicians themselves. Na alianza hivyo kutoka 2018. So it is too difficult for him. Budget yake expenditure ni kubwa sana. Sasa ile kitu ile inafanya mahali Raila anaharibu na anaharibia Ruto sana. Anatembea anapiga lap moja Nyeri wa Central Kenya empty handed. Anazunguka raundi moja tu akisalimia watu akiwapatia story ya Azimio La Umoja. Jamaa naye anapiga lap moja na milioni karibu 100 akipea watu to neutralize what Raila has done. Raila anaenda upande huu, the following week jamaa anapanga safari, anazunguka huko akipeana pesa. At the end of the day when campaign proper ikianza, what will he give? Kwa sababu sasa kama hii Nyeri, mimi niko Nyeri, amekuwa Nyeri last week. People are asking themselves, na huyu jamaa akikuja tu lazima apeane pesa, lazima apeane pesa, lazima apeane pesa. Atatupea pesa mpaka lini? And how will he recover his money once he is elected? Na hii pesa anatoa kwa wizara gani? Because the government is organized across along ministries and all that. Ministries ndizo ziko kwa serikali na hakuna pesa kwa serikali inaitwango empowerment. Hii anasema empowerment, there is none ambayo imekuwa factor kama hiyo. So hii pesa ambayo anazunguka akipea kila group ya bonda, hii pesa gani? Very soon, which is not far away, hawa vijana anaita wa bonda mama mboga, they will disown him very soon. Mark my words, they will disown him. Atabaki peke yake, na ile siku atahitaji kupewa kura huku Central, shinda itakuwa kubwa sana. Remember, Central Kenya votes as a block. Hakuna siku Central Kenya wameipiga kura nje tangu inception ya multi-party democracy 1992. They vote as a block kwa design moja, except 2002 where two Kikuyus walikuwa wanabishana, Uhuru Kenyatta na Moi Kibaki. Hiyo ndio wakati tu walipiga wakigawanya, na waligawanya between their two sons. So the moment, na kila wakati Kikuyus wanakuanga, Mount Kenya wanakuanga na one single kingpin. Huo ndio ukweli. Now you cannot rewrite history. Hiyo ndio story iko. And they make their decisions 2 or 3 months to elections. Hii ingine hii tu hii ni warm up, hii ni kukuliwa tu, mtu anakuliwa tu pesa yake. Hii watu wanakula fare ya Ruto. At the end of the day, wakati sasa mkutano itaitwa moja, ile ambayo inatengeneza decision na njia ile ambayo Mount Kenya wametake, that is the time huyu mtu ataingia sasa kwa shinda yote tupu, kwa sababu wote hata watu wanaandamana nao wote wataenda kwa ruti moja, na atashindwa kuelewa mambo imeharibika namna gani. Mambo ya Friday tunaingojea, hata mimi nitaenda Kasarani, tunangojea Friday tusikie ni ruti gani baba anachukua na ni nini anatuambia, kwa sababu it means that there must be a very big announcement. Na hii announcement ikikuja sasa, ndio sasa mambo ya siasa proper itaingia. Na kama kuna mtu alikuwa anafikiria Mount Kenya ni imemaking decision, watu kutakuwa na shock, kwa sababu management ya Mount Kenya ni difficult, na ukionyesha watu wa Mount Kenya unajua kutoa pesa, utatoa my friend, utatoa pesa. Hiyo ndio ni submission yangu ya kwanza, lakini Ruto huku I can invite this group here wakuja waone nini, wasikize watu. Hakuna, he is not felt by anyone. Hii ni kukuliwa tu pesa, anakuliwa hapa. Asante.
Sawa, thank you very much, Ruben. We appreciate your contribution. Let nature have its course. Political terrain is shaping up. There are things we can control, others we can't. We should ask God for wisdom to know the difference and buy appropriately. Want us to hear Nabi before we go to James. Nabi, vipi? Nabi, unmute unge. Broadcast is allergic to silence. Hey, Nabi, upo kweli?
Huyo ni jamaa wa Ruto.
Inakaa kuna challenge.
Okay. Inaonekana Nabi ako na shida ya ku unmute. Hebu tuende kwa James moja kwa tusikie mahala. James 1, go ahead.
Bernard, ambia mahala asitoroke leo.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. How?
I'm fine.
Good evening, James.
Good.
Kasuti. How are you? Money as a strategy. I think Kenya is going through a very interesting time because since the introduction of multi-party politics, it's only Moi who used money massively through the YK92 group that went around splashing money to the youth and causing general mayhem. Now, I think it so happens that one of the students now is in the seat and wants to use the same methods of splashing money to the youth. But it's unfortunate that he does not know that the Kenya of 1992 is completely and totally different. The youth have changed, and we have a youth that is fairly more educated. They can read between the lines, and they can know why you are doing what you are doing. Of course, the youth will take the money, and I don't know how far he plans to succeed with this method, because not unless he has inexhaustible source of money, I see him running into trouble if he does not find people to replenish the funds that he is giving out. I don't know whether this is a compensation he is doing for lack of charisma, because confident, charismatic leaders, political leaders, do not use enticements to get people to come to listen to them. They attract people like how the fries are attracted to meat. So going forward, I think as you are trying, the topic says that he could use this as a strategy to take over the fanatical support. I doubt that highly, because when you look at the areas and jurisdictions where Baba has supporters, is mostly in Western, Nyanza, Mombasa, that is coast area, parts of northeastern and northern Kenya. These people have stuck with Baba for these years, and they stick to him because there are issues that they think he can solve for them if he had power. and it has nothing to do with money. If anything, I think now Baba has an easy way of convincing these people that they are being confused so that they can lose track of what they have been wanting for all these years. The other thing I see in this money business is that, you know, the deputy president staged what we call a hostile takeover of Rift Valley from Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. And he did it very ruthlessly. So I am doubting whether he's tried that in central Kenya and created perceptions that he was succeeding. But things are spinning out of control very fast. And I doubt if the money can assist him to stage hostile takeover like that which he did against Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi in Rift Valley. There are many months remaining to the general elections, and when you set a precedent that whenever you visit an area, you go carrying bagfuls of money, I am seeing him running into great trouble. Already, you are aware that he has left some fights in parts of the country when he's given money that is not enough or is stolen by some of his handlers and so on and so forth. I do not see this so-called money strategy as a sustainable way of running politics. It will not work. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to be exhausted. And when people start defecting, he is likely to run into depression because some people who have eaten his money so much so that he will not know what to do with them. Already the strain can be seen in his public outbursts. Today, I understand he has had some youths arrested for heckling in parts of Kisii. These are youths, and you can also imagine what is going in their minds. So let's wait and see. Madam Bernard, I don't see any hope in this strategy myself. It's not going to work. Asante.
Thank you, James. Let's go straight to Mala. Mala, how are you?
Bernard, yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for. Thank you so much. I'm just waiting for Friday to see what will happen. Understand all wards in Nyanza have been mobilized.
All what?
All the Luos in Nyanza, about 500 school buses. About 500 school buses will be transporting Luos.
Mala,
Yes, I am just telling you the truth. I want you to watch.
Chama cha mashinani kinakuja.
Yes.
Chama cha mashinani.
Yes.
That is not the topic.
There's no way. It is okay, they will come. But 90% of the people who are going to attend the, I don't know, the worshipping of Raila Odinga'S will be Luos on Friday. Let's wait and see. Number two.
We don't worship, worship men.
Number two. Wait, Bernard. Number two.
Why you are not throwing him out? That is what
order.
Why you are
Point of order.
Number two.
Order.
Number two, the violence we are experiencing. The violence we are experiencing, even in today in Kisii. We know it's been organized by this guy called Raila Odinga'S.
This is not the topic.
Through Matiang'i.
Can you control?
So what we are seeing is is the violence organized by the leader called Raila Odinga'S,
please.
the
Let's
kingpin
not have everybody speak.
of Nyanza. About empowering is the strategy which is being applied by the DP. That is, you guys wait and see. So empowering is good. It's a very good strategy the DP is applying. And guys are already, they are worried. I can see most of you guys are worried, especially those who are allied to Raila Odinga'S. Mr. Ruto has not started campaigning. It's just warming up. Yes, it's just warming up. So you guys don't panic, don't panic. Badu mambo. Sawa Bernard, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mala, for using reverse psychology. I welcome you to that school of thoughts, because I waited you yesterday and you ran away when we had that discussion.
Relax, okay?
You need reverse psychology.
Mala, I only have one bone of contention. On this platform, we are not supposed to profile any people. And your support for UDA, if it's driving you to profile people, then it is a wrong thing you are doing. And
you guys have been talking negatively about our leader. You've been talking very, very negatively about our leader. So when we speak about Luos and Raila Odinga'S, why are you guys scared? Why are you guys making noise?
Your leader is asking for the highest office in this country. We must scrutinize him inside out because he has offered himself for the highest office.
We must also scrutinize this group called Raila Odinga'S, the master of violence in Kenya.
But now, where do Luos come in?
Okay, let's get that out of the way. Thank you.
Bernard, we must challenge that man. I don't know if it's Mala or Mara. His name is Mala or Mara.
Call it anything.
It's okay. Hold on. So
Mala, I'm proud to be a Luo. Mala, I'm proud to be a Luo.
Hold on.
Okay.
You're coming next, okay? Let me finish Mala and then we come to you. And I want us to remain sober. If everybody speaks, we are creating noise. We are not communicating and we are not helping the viewers. And there are over 255 people watching live right now. We don't need to confuse them. Secondly, let us be civil. Mala, mind your language. If you have a problem with laws, there is how to address that and there are offices to address that. Don't come here and begin to group people in their groups. The people known for transporting people in buses so that they attend rallies are known. The people who pay people so that they attend rallies are known. It's in public domain. And those you are claiming are transporting people, they have never had any reason. There is no meeting Baba can do in Nairobi that will lack quorum. Even if he has gone to sell chicken at Bama, he will still have more than enough numbers to attend the chicken selling ceremony. Ogaset, Nabi, did you sort your problem?
Yes, I think I did.
Okay, I just want to remind my friend, Mr. Mala. Yes, I'm getting you. I'm getting you.
Please give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, thank you. Just mute for a minute. We get Nabi, then you come next because Nabi had a technical problem. Is return. Let him finish what he had started. Nabi, go ahead.
Asante sana Bernard. Hii ya leo ni kali. Naona Mala ameanza kuongea mambo yasiyofaa. Hata hivyo Mala ni wetu, tunamkaribisha aseme yale yote yanamuuma. Just before I went off the other time, somebody shouted at the background that huyo ni mtu wa Ruto. Hakuna shida, where we are here, we are just a very, very small number of Kenyans. Our votes may not even count when it comes to the voting day, unless where a very small number of 50+1 is required. So actually here we are just meant to air our views so that we get also to learn one another, the way people think. But sincerely, remember we are all just talking to ourselves, the 10 of us, although there are other people listening. But we should try to be a little tolerant with one another, so that we can also change hearts of other people, so that they can join the political institution in which each of us belong. The topic of today is Ruto's money and whether it will, whether it's a strategy to overturn Raila's fanatical base or support base. Yes, I think money is very important in politics, in my view. And as the topic says, we are talking about Raila's traditional base. In my view, not Mount Kenya, because Mount Kenya has never been Raila's political base. It is this time around that he's trying to climb the mountain. We are not yet sure, although he was endorsed today, but if history is anything to go by, then in my view, it is still too early to tell. I'm scared. Let me deviate away a bit from the topic. I'm scared about the arrangement or the things taking place in Mount Kenya, because if we, by now we have more than 10 political parties, then I'm slightly worried about the strategy that is being applied up there. Because as people are trying to fight Ruto, I think it is also possible to find a way of also denying him some members of parliament. In a situation where we have so many parties in Mount Kenya, I think it will be very easy for UDA to run away with so many seats up there. Ruto's money, in my view, will influence a lot in Raila's traditional base, more so in Western Kenya, Kisii, and other parts. Kenyans are poor by now. Sincerely, we don't have much in our pockets, and we have always known in Kenya that even vote buying is there. So remember, Ruto does not use hundreds of shillings; he uses a lot of money. And we know that towards elections, people sell their votes to even 200 shillings. So it is possible that this money will have some influence. Not sure how much it will be, but in my view, money is very important when it comes to political fine-tuning. On the other hand, Kasuti, wacha nimalize tafadhali.
Point of correction.
Please, kamilisha haraka tuna
Western, we don't eat people's money. We have our own money.
Okay.
Kasuti, tulia hapo tafadhali. Nabii kamilisha.
Okay, on the other hand, I also think that Ruto will soon realize that things will no longer be rosy nor cozy for him. So he might change strategy going forward. This issue of dishing out money at some point, in my view, will come to end. because in as much as he's as rich as we are being made to believe, no one would be willing to just give out his money without knowing how he will recover it. Because the belief has been that he will become the president, then as has always been the case, politicians always recover what they have spent during the campaigns while they are in power. So the moment he will realize that this presidency thing will not come his way, perhaps he will stop. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nabi. Kasuti had a problem with the Nabi's presentation. What is the problem?
Yes. Nabi uttered something like the influence of money might be a problem, might influence or must will pursue the support of Baba in Western. Let me tell you for free, if there is people who are stingy with their votes, is Western. And you know very well, and if you have been following the DP, he normally goes to pour money in places where people are generous with their votes, whom he knew very well that if he pursued them with, if he influenced them with money, at the end of the day, they can vote for him. But in Luyaland, we are very stingy with our votes. So we don't need your money. We need you to come up with a policy that will make us to go to the next level, not money. If it is money, we know how to make money.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. I think historically that is almost a proven factor. But a strategy is a strategy, and we should not write off anybody's strategy, because from the look of things, the UDA guys have made up their mind that anywhere there is a challenge on their bid, they will go and buy anybody and everything in the place in hope that they will get the support. So tonight is breaking this down to a proper understanding. Will it work? Will it not work? Why? That's where we need to get into. Hey, James, mikono yako iko juu.
Nataka kuuliza Nabii, kwani Ruto ana pesa nyingi kuliko zile zina the Kikuyu capitalist class ambao wameendose baba leo, na pesa yao atamwaga karibu na uchaguzi?
I don't think Ruto's money can be more than Mount Kenya Foundation. But remember, I was addressing the topic as it is. It is about Raila's fanatical support. Mount Kenya has not been that. Mount Kenya is a new entry into Raila's game plan. So I believe when it comes to money, if the other side also decides to use money, then most likely the Azimio side will outdo the UDA side. But as far as our discussion is concerned now, I was talking about the traditional support base for Raila Odinga. Asante.
Okay, thank you. I think that settles that. Let's go to WG. Is it a question?
I wanted to just rebut on what Nabi said regarding the bribery in Raila's zones. I want to say that I still insist that Ruto does not have a strategy. This his way, giving way, it was giving money was his way of attracting attention, and I think that is the only thing he has managed to do. And attracting attention so far has worked for him, because when he was coming to Kisumu, everybody had some expectation that money was coming. So everyone who was, all the hawkers in the streets were lining up and trying to inquire the source where that money will come through, so that they can go and camp there. And that is what happened. However, there is one danger in that strategy, is that even if people will go and get the money, he will attract the multitude to go and get the money. Yes, they will eat the money, but already a perception has been created that his meetings have a crowd. When that kind of perception is created, then election comes, and you only thought that you'd only go for his money, and when the voting time comes and you use your head, then there will be an outcry of voter theft, because they will be like, it can't be. Our meetings, we had such a huge gatherings. It can't be that we've only garnered 200,000 votes. So you see that will, it stands a chance of raising anxiety and bringing even turmoil to the and clashes in as far as the election will be concerned. That is my only concern. Otherwise, people should eat that money until cows come home.
Okay, thank you. That is, let me just give a historical account before we bring in Jackman.
Jackman,
goja kwanza, tulia. We bring you in, you don't bring yourself in. I wanted to give a historical outlook of the politics of buying support. This dates back to the desperate days of Kanu with the Y2K 92. That's when our economy cracked by the printing of the 500 shilling note and the distribution of the same. But there is information that even after distributing all the money for 92, they had to rig the election against Matiba in order for them to win. So money translating into vote is neither here or there. With the revival of buying every support from everyone using money, in my opinion, it may have some impact if they will buy people's voters card or buy people's IDs. But if just influencing them with money and making them change their mind from their committed, persuaded person they have supported 5 times, it's not easy. I think it's an exercise in futility. So 92, money did not work. 97, money did not work. Rigging had to take place. 2002, money refused to work with the Moi project. It flopped completely. So we see the money strategy that Ruto is bringing is nothing new, and is using the Kanu old book of rules, of which, in my opinion, is outdated with the current set of things. And the young people who are celebrating the money don't have voters card. They are not registered voters. They are only money collectors. And a good economic activity to undertake at this point in time. That is what I think. But you are free to think the way you want and support where you want. Be civil and committed to the betterment of Kenya. Asante sana. Patriot, wewe time yako haijafika.
Yeah, I want to do a point of order, Bernard, with the due respect. Unfortunately, nowadays you make statements that provoke me to come in the way I'm coming. So I'm sorry. Allow me to make one statement, if you don't mind, Bwana Chairman. Can I?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well,
okay. Bernard, well, first and foremost, let me say hello to my fellow panelists. It's always a pleasure to engage here and discuss matters politics. We always find this a very resourceful opportunity among ourselves and, of course, those who watch with us. So let me dive straight to what I wanted to rebuttal as far as Bernard's contribution is concerned. I'm sorry, I picked that very quickly. So let me start with that, Bernard, if you don't mind. Now, for the record, and let this be very straight, Bernard, money matters when it comes to politics. Money matters to the extent that the IEBC, have gone as far as putting restrictions on how you can abuse money, to get, to get elected and, change people's minds. People who don't really love you, they hate you, they end up voting for you while you are not really the person they should have voted for. So what am I trying to say here? Bernard, for sure, money influences voters. Today, as we are speaking, why statistics and analytical science has placed the DP ahead of Baba, it is because of the euphoria that is associated with the money industry, which is spinning his campaign. That is the truth. And there is one gentleman here who said clearly what money can do. But I want to give an exception of the kind of statements that he gave. The people who are fanatical followers of Baba, I like the way the question has been framed. The fanatical followers of Baba, correctly put, and of course, the contribution that my previous platform contributors have made is clear that fanatical followers of Baba will never change from voting for Baba. I am one person who believes if you gave me 1 billion shillings to vote otherwise, and let me go to that booth, the excitement of 1 billion shillings will not change my mind. I'll still vote for Baba. That is very true. When it comes for fanatical following, Bernard, you are on point when you insist and point out that money cannot change. But that is not the true case when you talk about generally matters politics. Politics is like when you are looking for a girl, you have some little money, you are coming on a motorbike, somebody is coming in a V8, he has the money, the guy might not be handsome, he doesn't have the American height, he's not as handsome as you, Bernard. But the moment this guy comes in and he sits at the back left, he has a good driver, he's throwing money around, you lose the wife, my friend. That doesn't mean that the woman loves the man, but money will actually abuse and change the mind of the woman, corrupt the mind to the extent that she will choose the wrong person at the expense of the right husband. So, truth be told, Bernard, money can influence a decision to go the wrong way when it is supposed to be something that is fairly judged. So the IBC says, if you are found to have influenced the election using money, then that election is nullified. What is that supposed to tell you? It means money can influence. But fanatical followers of Baba, I will tell you, take that to any international bank. If you find that difficult, you can take it to some of those village circles. You can never change the fanatism that is behind the followers of Baba by giving money. Thank you, Bernard. That's what I wanted to clarify.
Thank you, Patriot. Let's go straight to Jackman. Kwanza, officer, unmute, then speak.
Okay, asante sana bwana Bernard. Kwanza nilikuwa nataka kuomba ruhusa kwa sababu nilikuwa naingia bila ruhusa yako. Alafu ya pili nataka nikomeshe tu watu wa kwanza, watu wa tangatanga wasikuwe na sera. Hii ni maoni tu mtu anatoa. Kwanza nikikuja kwa mada sasa, nikianza na mambo yenye Ruto alikuja nayo, inaanza Wakenya si wajinga. Wakenya ni kweli, Wakenya wamerevuka. 207
Bernard, sorry, point of order. Can he mute the music that is at the background? Some of us are attracted by the music and what it's saying.
Okay, I'm through.
Jackman.
Okay, niko sawa. Niko sawa, wacha niendelee. Niko sawa.
Endelea, thank you.
Okay, nilikuwa nasema ukikuja 207 kuna mtu alisimama na Raila huko wakati wa Raila alisimama ubunge Lang'ata. Kuna mtu alikuwa anaitwa Livondo. Livondo alikuwa anamwaga pesa na ndege, ukikumbuka 2007, na hiyo haikuleta impact kwa Raila. Ya pili, uliona 2013 hata Jeremiah Kioni hakupigia Musalia kura. Haya, kwa nini nasema hivi? Kura ya hapa Kenya ni secret, na saa ile umenepea milioni niende nikupigie kura, ni mimi peke yangu najua niapigie nani kura. Kwa hivyo nakubali pesa inachangia, lakini kwa percentage ndogo sana. Percent ndogo sana. Hiyo percentage sidhani kama inaweza leta impact yote kwa kura, sababu mara mingi unaona kama watu wanatoa pesa hapa, baadaye anapata kura kidogo. Hii inatoa thibitisho ya kwamba mtu akienda kwa booth kupiga kura yake, akiingia kwa booth kupiga kura yake, ni yeye peke yake anajua, hakuna mwingine anajua mwenye amepigia yeye kura. So kutoa pesa sio shida. Siku hizi Wakenya wamerevuka, wanatoa pesa na wanakula. Mahali mimi najua pesa inafanya kazi ni hapa. Pesa inafanya kazi kwa upande wa kama campaign, sababu unajua juzi ulisikia kama watu wa Oka walianza kulealea mambo ya pesa hapa. So hapo ndio nasema mambo ya pesa inafanya kazi, lakini upande wa election, upande wa voting, hapo pesa haifanyi kazi. Hiyo ndio maoni yangu.
Bernard, just
thank you, Jackman.
Yeah, thank you.
Patriot, iko nini? Yes.
Unajua ninakuheshimu Bernard, sitaki kuongea bila kujipa. Come on, you are a bit biased in your analysis and you know it from the depth of your heart. You know, you have chosen words very carefully in a manner that we cannot let you go on this one. We must get to the bottom of what you've just said. You've been very unfair to the Oka people. When they seem not to have money, you say their money determines how they succeed. But when it comes to Baba and UDA, you downplay it. That's not fair. Let's put that clarity. Jackman, you're a brilliant. You're just being selective. The truth is, from what you said, if I heard you right, money in a campaign for sure, it counts. And actually, you've brought in a very good example. The Oka people are purely irrelevant in as far as the horse race of the presidency is concerned purely on the affordability of them running a campaign that is monetary. They look it, they have the figures, they have all the qualifications, they are graduates, they know how to speak. Some of them have been deputy prime ministers, some of them have been vice presidents. But what is not appealing, honestly, Jackman, when you look at the Oka people, the financial muscle is not attractive. And even Baba that we are speaking about, who doesn't give money, quickly, as I want to, end on this, the truth is, Baba has brought in a new muscle. Baba has 2 new choppers. If you've gone close to Baba, they are the latest choppers that Baba is using. You look at the kind of flamboyance that is associated with the security of Baba, that is money, my brother. So if you can't even afford to pay your security, the people will not even feel that your hands are safe for them. So money counts, my brother. And let's be very honest, Jackman, if you want to run for the MP today in this country, Jackman, you look like a leader. What you don't have is money. Tomorrow, if I give you 10 million, I'm sure utakimbia unataka kuwa MCA. Ni pesa ndio inafanya kazi, ndugu bwana. Thank you.
Bernard kidogo ni remind patriot kitu.
You people, why are you? The love of money is the root of all evil. The Bible says. Why are you people advocating for money and defending it very vehemently? After we have given you historical facts, Livondo, I remember Livondo throwing money using helicopter. I agree. To facilitate your campaign, you need the money. It's important. To run the campaign, you need the money. But buying support from people, that is where we are saying money fails. 92, it did not translate. They were forced to rig. 2002, the same. So they should differentiate between the campaign budget and the outward going out to buy support. When it is all cash carry, ni ngumu sana to translate into vote. So let's separate the two. Now what we are looking for here, that the strategy that DP Ruto is deploying is that when Baba has gone in a place and he has brought people into the rail of what mkondo historical reality and where they are supposed to go in the future, he will come and mesmerize them with money. Toa milioni 5 kwa mama hapa, milioni nyingine 5 kwa vijana hapa, milioni nyingine hapa na hapa. Will that translate into vote? Historically, sina evidence, mpaka mnionyeshe. Asante. I think it's even the turn for Patriot, Ama? Yeah. Patriot ndio ujafanya submission yako. Maliza na alafu tuende round ya pili.
What if I give some 3 seconds to WG to say something? Naona it is itching him. Where he's a comrade.
No, I just wanted to bring the issue of Oka and money. I think we cannot dismiss Gideon Moi. It's only that he's reserved. I don't think if his heart is in Oka, so he has decided to squeeze the tap. The flow of that tap is not flowing so well. I think so because he knows there's something. He's buying time with him. With it there. Because when it comes to money, I think Gideon Moi has the marshals, but he's not using it. That is what I just wanted to remind you. Otherwise, everything that you said, I concur.
Thank you, my able WG. I knew there was something that you had to say, so it would have been unfair and unpatriotic of me if I just proceeded with a lot of assumptions. Thank you. So thank you so much, my fellow panelists. Let me go straight to today's topic. And I think partly is going to be, my submission is going to be derived from what I've already said in my preamble as I was rebutting. Correctly spoken, Bernard, I think I agree with you. I know you're a very serious analytical observer when you talk about politics. For the little time that I've spent with you, Bernard, I know you love speaking factual, and that is the way it should be. We need to build our character around morality, and morality demands that we speak the truth. And whenever you speak the truth, you'll always find that that truth will set you free at some point. So I agree with you, Bernard, and just like the other panelists. But my personal take will be this: if it's about the fanatical, followers of Baba, I'll tell you, nothing much will change in as far as the money of the DP is concerned. You cannot buy. The fanaticism of Baba runs through the veins. It is in the DNA of his followers. You cannot get it unless you kill them. And I've given you an example for sure. Heaven knows. You gave me, or some of us, $1 billion bob and allow me to go to that booth to vote. You will not buy that vote. It's too costly. I'll just give it to Baba. It is that serious. So the money that the DP is giving out here, just like other politicians who are using money to buy votes, we want to be very, very honest, just like the way Bernard said. History has not given us any data to show that money has ever bought any serious votes to the level that it has tilted, the results. But there's something also I need to mention, rather, different from that kind of a school of thinking. Where money counts, presumptively, if I may, point out, is where the officials, either the returning officer decides to disappear, or the server they decide not to open the servers. I think there's some money that exchanges there. When such a serious event happens, it is not it's not in my place to emphasize or believe that money does not count here. I believe that some of the decisions that have been made wrongfully, in as far as elections are concerned, money has played a serious a role in that decision. But just to limit myself to the question, I want to believe that the Kenyan voters have come of age. We are people who pick on innovative ideas very quickly. We might not be there today, but in a day's time, things change. Looking at how we grasp into innovation and improvement of our democracies, I'll actually agree 100% that the Kenyan voters of today are not the people who want to rush for money out here. They are not people who are really excited about cash. Looking at devolution, you'll agree with me that very serious machines in form of vehicles are now in every village in the country. So you can't scare people with cars. You might not scare people with big money to influence them. But I'll actually, agree to a greater, length that the money today will not play a serious, role to deviate the trajectory the voters will want to take in as far as leadership is concerned. But limiting myself to Raila, it's good that we also look at the whole thing holistically. I think for far too long, the DP has mastered, the art of going out with money. And for some reason, I believe he has succeeded to shape the narrative and also, move the ideologies around money, who has and who doesn't have, to a level where perception has seemed to carry the day. Because it is not true that the DP is the person who has big money, actually. He might not have that big money. Let's be very honest again. I think the DP has been very realistic in taking advantage of the money bag thing that has been thrown to his side. When you look at this, at the money that the DP is using, it's not that much, by the way. And I think Baba, in my view, Baba should be careful on how he treats this money thing, Because sometimes some of this money that is given is in the form of promises. It is in promissory notes. So, and when you go out here and say, oh, he gives 5 million here, ananunua basi milioni 5 nini, mwisho anakuwa na 100 million, anatoa wapi hiyo pesa? The people of Mount Kenya, when they hear that, they are looking for this person who has money, you know, and sometimes the money has given probably is 5-6 million. The rest was in promises, and it didn't work. So I think we should also be careful that we don't play into these tricks, because I think he's happy to be called the man who has the money. But in reality, when you're doing the math, I don't think he really has that money. Some of this money, you know, anapeana, nafikiri pia inarudi nyuma, and all these tax, we must investigate them. So even now, as I sit, I don't subscribe to the school of thought that says the DP is using a lot of money. I actually, to be very honest, Bernard, from what I've observed, the DP is doing a serious mirage campaign to us, to the extent that we are magnifying what might not be there. Because if you're talking about real money that one is using, it cannot be sustainable. But if he has sustained this campaign to this level, and he wants to say that he will sprint to the last stretch, I think there is something that is not adding up in this money that we are discussing. He might not be having that serious money. It is a perception. And lastly, but not least, I'll say this, but I'll not mention the name. There is one member of parliament today who sits in parliament. This member of parliament did not own a vehicle, not a single car. But when he did his campaigns, he went as far as using other, models, other models of travel, including the air. You know, people went with the perception that this guy is so rich that he has even, aeroplanes and, aircrafts and stuff. You know, there was that story around. And he will only show when he knows that the show favors him. He will really scavenge for money. And when he doesn't show up, they will be told he's in abroad while he was just in his house. But whenever he showed up, he really made sure that he won the show. The truth is, what convinced the people to vote for this gentleman, who is actually a member in that house, it is because the narrative and the perception that was put down there was that this guy was rich. In fact, he has built his house recently. He bought his first car just the other day. And this is the truth. I'm speaking from a very, very honest point. So perceptions can be a product of a story that is neither here nor there, if I may borrow from Bernard. But when perception is built, perception tends to carry the mood of the population and the electorate. So they end up choosing somebody only to realize that this is the person they are buying the first car. When they will say, oh, sorry, I'm speaking French. I'm sorry for that. So you will excuse me. These things are not real. So when they are not real, we should know that perception at times can be built on weak sand. Okay, but when you look at perception without looking at the foundation, then the perception carries the day. So I want to say for sure, as I conclude, money has been abused. Money can be misused. Thank God the topic of today has brought in the clarity of the differences in the groups. The Baba's fanatical followers can never be bought. However, let's also not be boxed to the wrongful ideologies that one man has money. He actually does not have money, and he wants to be given that image that he has the money, while he will be wanting to get that money once he becomes the president. I think that should be a clarity that must be pointed out, Bernard. Thank you so much, and thank you for this.
Okay, thank you, Patriot. I appreciate your contribution. I believe we are flowing well. I want Daniel and Deto to speak before we begin our second round. And the black screen is too much. We need some life on the screen of the sake of the viewers. If you don't have to be behind the curtain, show your face. Ama tuanze kusafisha screen. It is not a threat. Thank you. Daniel, karibu.
Asante sana. I've been trying to come in and the room was full. So these people who are sleeping could give way for some of us who are excited. That was on a lighter note. Thank you very much. I usually come on late so that I catch the tail end of things, but it will do. There was a time I had DP Ruto complaining that he had just lost an election somewhere. I think it was in Western. And he was complaining that wakati wa maendeleo, they call him. But when it comes to voting, it doesn't see any vote. If I'm wrong, that one I heard is not something that was reported to me. I heard him complaining about that. That means that this money thing is not working all the times, but of course it depends. Because if we are talking about money to facilitate the movements, the posters, or those things, then of course somebody needs money to do those things. But when it comes to money that is going to make people take their vote and cast it to you, then I think it is only the vulnerables, people who are not very stable in the way they analyze things, that can be swayed by money. You may meet somebody who is desperate, and if you give them money, they will sing around saying how you bailed them out of a problem. Those people feel indebted. They can easily be swayed by money, but I don't think there are so many enough to change the result of the voting. And people who usually come to those meetings, I think majority of them are expecting that money is going to be there. And once that money may not go around, because those people are so many that if you are going to give money enough to make somebody feel that I've been given money, I think that money can be too much. And if somebody gives you 500 shillings, you use it on a weekend and it is over, I don't think it is something that should sit in somebody's mind how you help the person, to the extent that when voting comes, the person votes for the money giver. Money is a bit tricky for people who are counting on it, because you cannot count on those people. There are people who will take your money and they don't vote for you. We all know that when you go to the booth, you are there alone, and nobody is going to know that you didn't vote. It is only in this case where somebody was a running mate, and then in the place where he voted, he never voted for the person they were vying the presidency with. So that one you can know that somebody did not vote for somebody. But most of the cases, it is very difficult to make people vote for a particular person if their heart is not with that person. So money can influence things, yes, but not enough. And so the use of money is only to bring the perception. And it works for people who want to steal election, because after you have brought in that perception, then when now you get so many votes there, then people say that, yeah, people used to come out in large numbers anytime he was in town. That may work, but if we are going to run elections without stealing, then these people who are using money may be surprised when the results come out, but it will be too late. So I think it is dangerous for these people to use that money, actually, because some of us, we want to argue and we want to make a lot of noise, that somebody who is giving a lot of money, if he had that money and is giving a lot of money, that is somebody who is trading. It is political business, I would call it, because after he has used that money, when he gets to power, he's going to get back the money. You may, because you see, these people who are going to power, they are telling us that they are our servants, that we are the people who are hiring them. Why should you give me money to hire you, to work for me? Why should you give me money to work for me? That will be double. I will be benefiting double. You are working for me, and I'm giving you are giving me money. I should pay you instead. So I think this political business or monetization of politics is a very bad thing for the country. I will continue repeating that one until somebody gets it. That that money, these people will go there and get more money to prepare for the next time. So whether it is for perception, let us be very strict with these people, and let us not just even want to see them near power. They are going to run down everything. Thank you for the chance to contribute.
Okay, thank you, Daniel, for your submission. Thank you for your submission, Daniel. Let's move on. Ndeto, how are you?
I'm very fine, Bernard. How are you?
I'm well. Karibu, karibu. Ulikuwa umeenda sabbatical?
Wow, thank you. You know, I've had very many opinions, and you know, sometimes you feel compelled to contribute to some discussions because people may think that the reason why we do not have a UDA candidate or someone to support is because of the topic. You know, sometimes the way you people design the topic, it is so discriminative, and you are giving a lot of direction of thought. But I am here because I have a different viewpoint. I have listened to my good friends, hello Zol, and you know, I may not fail maybe to also shed light on some various things. You know, it is true that Raila Odinga is a good mobilizer. And don't think it happens without money. You know, when you see Ruto giving some support to the needy women, to the needy youths, through his donations in terms of the monetary value, don't think that he is buying voters. Ruto is just understanding the normal situation of our country. You know, currently, very many families, they are sleeping without a meal. Some of them are working too hard, but due to their poor income kind of sources, they cannot raise even $1 a day. So when you see him supporting the needy, don't say that he is buying voters. Let me demonstrate. You know, you people, you are saying that Raila Odinga does not dish money to his supporters. When you look, the people behind Raila Odinga at the moment, you can see like the Mount Kenya Foundation. These are a club of billionaires. And any of these events that you see, whether in Mount Kenya or wherever it is fully funded by these people. It is only that it is not coming directly to the screens so that Kenyan can see the transaction or the money used to support these campaigns. For example, the campaign that the seminar that was happening today in preparation for what will be in Kasarani next day, you saw majority of people who are supporting Raila Odinga, These are people who own a lot of wealth in this nation. And don't think that such organization is free. So, but when you see William Samoei Ruto going without maybe any of these billionaires behind him, only his friends. These are the people in the government. Some of them may be out of the government, but the retro they gather, instead of feeding the big hotels, you know, like what Raila is doing with his team, where they are, you know, there are hotels, they have booked these hotels, they are paying a lot of millions to accommodate for the 3 days and such as they do their convention. So there is a lot of money getting to the business class. And who owns these big hotels where these rallies are, these seminars are conducted? It is the same billionaires. So when you come here and try to tell us that Ruto is giving a lot of money and Raila is not giving anything, he is just a fanatic. He is a very good mobilizer. He is an extremist. Let me tell you, the game of mind is passed by time, because some of us are beyond what is said by majority of you. You know, when Ruto goes like place like Nyeri, you see, this is a place where Raila Odinga spent 2 days. Where was this guy spending his time? You know, it is in these big restaurants, these big companies, which are owned by some of these people who are supporting him. And whenever he is coming also with the political class. These are people who have a lot of money. And this money is what also the very same billionaires are using in exchange of the political moment. So, but Ruto, in very few occasions, you will see him camping in some areas. For instance, like in Nyeri, Ruto spent only 1 day. He just passed, and I've heard some of you saying that he left almost 7 million. It is better the 7 million that was given to the people who are needy than the 50 million that you are not seeing during the campaign rally of Raila Amolo Odinga, which is left in the hotels and in the companies of these big tycoons. So, for instance, I will give you an example. Let me give you an example. You know, when you hear the president saying that I'm supporting this one Raila Amolo Odinga, that means all his fuel.
Before you leave that,
kindly don't interfere me. Let me finish.
The people working in the hotel, are they not your brothers and sisters? The 50 million
they are Bernard.
Does it not translate into salaries that reach your village?
Bernard, they are,
so
and I do not refute.
You are against business and you are supporting handouts.
Let me tell you how. Let me tell you why I am against that. You know, the people you are saying, they are very few. They are very few. You cannot compare those people with the thousands of people we see in the William Ruto's rallies. Those are people who are so executive, and you will find they come from the same families. They are the uncles, they are the aunties, they are the brothers. These are some of these businesses, they are family businesses. So when these monies accurate, the people you are talking about, they belong to the same families. So you people, when you come here, you design a very nice topic to deconstruct the strategy William Samoei Ruto is using. I find no basis.
Neto, a second.
Let me finish, then you ask me a question, Patriot. I listened to your submission. Would you kindly give me some time? Then I finish, you ask your question. Let me finish, then you ask me a question.
Order, both of you. Thank you. Now listen carefully, everybody, please. Patriot, mute your mic. And Neto, not against you making a submission. the submission begin to target specific families and setting Kenyans against those families, that is not the reason why we are here. Nobody is
Ruto not a family?
Roger. Nobody is
Ruto
poor
is
because
also
somebody
Ruto's
is
family is also
nobody
so
is rich
sensitive.
because somebody's poor.
Ruto's family, Bernard, is also a very.
Roger.
It should be treated with respect too.
Okay, so because Ruto's family has been mentioned, we should ban every other family.
The MKF, all those people who are around.
Unajua ni mheshimiwa. And you're supposed to be speaking on behalf of Kinango people. So if you are representative of the people and you are setting people against others, are you selling yourself for the office or you are resigning before you are elected?
Let me ask you, Bernard. When you say that Ruto is using a lot of money to buy votes, where is it indicated that he is buying votes? Is that not your hypothesis? So the very same people who are around Ruto are the very same people who are around Raila Odinga. And when I point out, you should also accept. You should not start challenging me.
Which people?
The MKF. I've given you some examples of the billionaires, the billionaires club.
You are giving us the campaign team or the political support. We are talking about
what are we talking about?
Political strategy. Because DP's political strategy is use the money to get the support. Okay? Baba
are you telling Bernard, are you telling Kenyans that the rallies that Baba is using is not using money? And I am trying to shine some light why I think
he's not buying support. And
he is,
prove it.
And even
prove it. You are here to prove it. So prove it. Don't say he has millionaires supporting him. Everybody has millionaires supporting him. Ruto has millionaires supporting him. He cannot be running that.
But mention them. Mention them. Who? Mention them on this platform, Bernard.
Gachagua. Who else? You are the Yuda.
Those are his friends.
Your sponsors.
Those are his friends. But we have not seen a deep state being on the side of William Samoei Ruto. We have not seen. You know, Mount Kenya Foundation is a very strong.
For a whole year. Now that things have gone the other way, you are now turning around and saying deep state, deep state.
No, I'm just trying to show. I'm just trying to show that Baba is using a lot of millions to sustain his campaign, but it is going to specific people. But Ruto is using very, very few millions to get rich to his people who are very poor and who deserve it. Then you people, you are complaining. I think that is not what we call rational.
We are not complaining. That I want to give you time to make your submission, but let us remain clear. Every money distributed by government must follow a particular structure. If DP is looking for president to be the president of this country, he must appreciate to work within the framework that is required. You cannot be in an office where you are the chair of the inter county, it's called what? IB what? That committee where they decide how the money is distributed. You are the chairman of the same. That is where things are decided on how the country should be developed. You don't work with that structure. You come out, then you begin to work outside the framework, no policy, no law, no nothing. Are you advocating for the law of the jungle? Is that the kind of government you want to come with? Where no laws, no rules. The sympathy, we sympathize with the poor, we give them what they want. We sympathize with the blind, we give them what they want. We sympathize with the boda boda, we give them what they want, without any framework, without any policy.
Bernard, I will answer your question. And I will tell you this. William Samoei Ruto is still the active Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And his office is budgeted for. And that's why you see, wherever he goes, he can acknowledge what the Jubilee government, because he is the deputy leader of Jubilee government, which we have not heard that it has been dissolved. So what they are trying to do is to find a way, maybe for the new pasture, which is 2022. But we cannot use that one against one William Samoei Ruto, whereas we know their relationship between him and his boss. And let me tell you something, that whenever you see Deputy President doing everything that he is doing, it is not because in 2013, he did not know that maybe he is becoming a leader of the people. You know, a good leader is one who identifies or prioritizes the immediate need of his people. At this moment, while some people are saying that Ruto is campaigning, they are busy opening cities and endorsing other leaders to be to be the next presidential candidate. Is that not political? So let us not cheat to each other. When people are saying, let me finish. When people are saying, when people,
you, please, I want you to watch this video, then you continue. Thank you.
Bernard, with a lot of respect, Bernard,
I'm just playing a video, then we come back a few minutes.
Council. Mwenyekiti wa hiyo council mnajua? Sheria, it is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Kama kweli tuna haja ya kusaidia mwananchi wa kule chini, huyo tunaita mama boga, huyo tunaita wheelbarrow, sijui mani kitu gani. The place to do that decision is at the IBEC. Hiyo, that committee. So that hiyo committee ikisema hii pesa ndio itaenda kwa county governments, they have the authority and the power to say, lakini kuna pesa zingine hizi tunatoa ziende kwa kila county. Hizi hata governor hata guza, hawezi kupeleka kwa maji, hawezi kupeleka kwa barabara. Hizi ni za kusaidia wafanyabiashara wadogo wale wako chini. Alafu control of budget, kwa sababu wako kwa hiyo committee. Anasema governor, hiyo pesa siwezi kuuza kama iende kusaidia mfanyabiashara wale ule mdogo kule uko mashinani, hatuwezi toa hiyo pesa. Itakaa hapo, governor utalia, utaziona pale, kwa sababu hizo huyo mama boga ndiye atasema itatumika kwa njia gani, atapata msaada wake, kama ni mkopo atapata kupitia wapi? Hapo. If we are serious about strengthening devolution in this country, tuache kushinda tukiongea urongo hapa. Sijui hati tuiko mambo iko sijui iko chini wapi? When you are chairing, when you are the one who is chairing that committee, that powerful committee, we should be making this decision for the last 9 years, and you have not done it. Unakuja kutuambia mambo mengine gani hapa? Surely, kwani Wakenya watu wameona kama tumepungukiwa na akili ama nini?
Can I go ahead? Mine was a quick one, please.
No. Hold on, Patriot. It was the turn for Ndeto.
Yeah, but yeah. Just a minute, Bernard. When you look at the time,
yes, but
he spent about 7 minutes. I just wanted 30 seconds to put something into context.
Reducing your 30 seconds.
Now, so what I wanted to say is this. Honorable Deto has all the rights to support his candidate, and we want him to do so, and he should be encouraged. In fact, I am always happy to have somebody talking on behalf of the UDA on the platform. Then the platform becomes, you know, a good place for us to reason out. The thing I wanted to point out from the beginning as he started speaking was this. Deto, don't come here and start addressing people like you people. Personally, it is agitating. It's not good manners as a member of parliament, because when you start, and you can check from our YouTube, by the way, you've always done this. Anytime you come like you are agitated, you are annoyed, and you start saying, you people don't come here to say this and that, and it always doesn't end well. So my interjection was to just let you tone down, speak to us quietly. We will hear you and we will discern. I was not going to oppose what you're saying because it's not my place to do that. So please address people like Bernard, Patriot. But when you say you people, that is bad manners. I don't think that is fair. That's what I wanted to let you know. Just look at your language, give your content the way you will give it. We will listen. You have a right to support the DP. We will listen. Probably we might change our mind, but just look at your language. That's what I wanted to tell you, Honorable Deto.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. That is done. Deto.
Yes, Bernard.
You can begin to conclude your submission after view of that video.
Yes, let Patriot mute because his gadget is bringing a lot of nini. Yeah, that is okay. So I have listened to Muturi, and Muturi is talking the truth, because the reason why we elect every leader is because of service delivery to our people. And the government has enough money to supply all the resources, everything that the people need, but also people have their part also to play. And, you know, sometimes if money is misappropriated, then the government will say they do not have money. And, you know, there is what we call a development corruption. And if there is something that has crippled our economy, it is development corruption. Sometimes you will hear people pointing out that, you know, Ruto is a thief and such, but I've never had an exchange between Ruto and his boss on matters corruption. And, you know, these are the people who should lead us with example. And the other day I listened to our president at Roiru, and he said that he will not leave behind a thief to be the custodian of this country. I'm happy he never mentioned, because, you know, even a thief could be anyone, even your brother. So this is my point, that Kenya, we should accept that there is no clean leader. There is no one whom we can say has passed that integrity test so far. Because on this platform, if I talk something about Raila, you'll hear he has a number of scandals like Morances and such. Also Ruto, you people will say that there is something like this, like this. So what I am saying is this: when you see Deputy President William Samoei Ruto giving out his money, everyone has a plan. Everyone anajipanganga na unaona mbali. To become a president is not just a one day ordeal. Ati unaamka tu, you think about becoming a president tomorrow. No, this is an idea that came to him maybe in the 90s. It came to him in the 2000s, and he has been awaiting and planning of it. In 2013, when he saw an opportunity where he came together with his brother, with his brother Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That's when now he is very near to the presidency. And you know, if he misses this opportunity, it may never come again. Because you know, he is just one step to the president. And that's why he is using all his way out so that he can get there. So I don't think by saying that he is dishing out money is right. Well, we know that in Raila's camps, a lot of millions are used every day. Even some leaders are given money so that to back up Raila Odinga. Like some governors in Central, they have been bought. Where is this money going? To their pockets. It is better yenye inaenda kwa wananchi. Wanakula hiyo, wananunua unga. Wanaweza kupita hii wakati wa njaa kuliko the billionaires giving billionaires money in terms of political interest. So that is what even myself as Ndeto, I am against. Na hakuna siku nitakuja nichague kiongozi kwa sababu ya pesa. No, it is only because William Samoei Ruto has an agenda na anatuonyesha tutaanza pale chini tukipanda juu. See hawa viongozi wenye the billionaires, they own the companies are given a lot of money, then tuna expect people will get jobs in these companies. They are not getting the jobs. This money ended up being misappropriated, and that's what I am so much against. Afadhali ikuliwe na mtu wa bodaboda, afadhali ikuliwe na mama boga, nijue ni unga tumenunua, nijue pia ni mtoto amepelekwa shule, nijue kuliko iende kwa mifuko ya wanaume. Thank you, Bernard.
Ndeto.
Bernard,
I have your passion.
allow me 1 minute before Ndeto to go. I cannot leave Ndeto to go like that scot-free. I respect him very much. Na nilikuwa nimefurahi nikaona ya kwamba kumbe ameamka kwa usingizi. Lakini sasa iko hivi. Ndugu yangu, nataka uniambie mambo mawili matatu. La kwanza, huyo mtu wako huyo unayosema, Bwana Yesu asifiwe, akienda mahali analala wapi, anakula wapi, anaspend masaa yake mengi wapi? Have you ever seen him spending his night in the house of Mama Mboga? No. Have you ever seen him spending a night in the house of his friend? No. Why? Where there is leadership, there is law that govern those people. The state cannot allow him to go to spend even a night in the house of Rigathi Gachagua. The law doesn't. In fact, remember, your boss is a government property. So, akienda mahali, atalala kwa hiyo hoteli, atakula hiyo chakula yenye unayosemea, ataacha pesa hapo. Recently, occasion, alipoenda Migori, uko Kondele mnakosema, alilandi wapi? Alichukuliwa akapelekwa wapi? Hizo siku zote alilala wapi? Na akafanya nini? Mikutano zake nyingi zenye hizo pesa vile zinapeanwa, zinapangwa na akina nani, na zinafanywa wapi, na zinafanywa saa ngapi? Mara ya mwisho, let me tell you, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. And from the abundance of the heart, mouth speaketh. We are no longer fools. Don't give me fish every day. Teach me how to fish, my own fish.
Okay, Bernard. Bernard, to say this, I just want to say this with a lot of respect.
Hold on, please. Let us respond to Fred.
Okay, asante sana. Fred, I will take a very short time to explain to you what I mean. Ile kitu mimi ninapinga hapa, sio Ruto kwenda kuspend 3 days at a coast ama wherever. Mimi ninajiuliza hivi, when you see Baba's camp, kuna billionaires who are around him. Kuna even the president is around him. ukiangalia hawa wanaume wote na wamama wote, they are against one man who is William Samoei Ruto. Na huyu jamaa anatumia pesa yake. Hawa ni watu tunaweza sema hata kama ni watu 20 ama watu wangapi, wanachanga kidogo kidogo, hizo milioni inafika na rally ya baba inakuwa well supported. Lakini ya William Samoei Ruto, it is good even we are scrutinizing, na tunasema hii pesa anatoa wapi, na mimi ninawaambia ako na biashara mingi sana ana run in this country, and we can be able to attest that. Sasa ukiniambia, tuseme kama ukiangalia mtu kama Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, if he has the guts za kwenda pale Nakuru City na anasema ati kijana anaweza kibia, lakini mbio yake haiwezi fika mbali, ya mzee ni polepole, atakuja amepita kijana. Kwa nini the president is campaigning for the opposition leader? You know, that is the logic also of the same nini, because we have seen also Raila Odinga in GK cars, you know. So I know he could be a state person, but I don't think we should also use government properties to do campaigns, because they are free of charge. Mafuta hakuna, Ruto anatumia mafuta yake. So you people, you know, that's why even Patriot nasema you people unakasirika. It is because you are a many. Now you are a people.
Yeah. Ebu relax, wacha hiyo pressure yako tafadhali. Umeambiwa tu vizuri, Ruto is a and the government now. All his bills are paid for by the government. If he send you to come and tell us how he's doing, and he needs support from wherever, let him make it official.
Joel, mute.
Ninyi watakatifu mmeanza kuharibu mambo. So Ndeto, there is we have no problem with the DP dishing out money if that is his political strategy. Our question tonight is that will that succeed to overturn Raila Odinga'S fanatical support? That is all that we required from you. These other things you are bringing of billionaires of Kenya and the rest of the world is uncalled for. Everybody will play their politics the way they want. At the end of the day, we just want to be sure which one will work. And when it has worked, kila mtu akubali na tusonge mbele. Tuache story ya makasiriko na kusomeana. Hapa ni wewe utoe point. Kama uko na point za kutosha, utapigwa makofi huko kwa comments. Unaona? Kama point hazitoshi, relax kwanza, sikiliza, ona ile unakata kwa wengine, ona ile unapinga kwa wengine. Lakini isiwe eti mzigo wa campaign umeachiwa deputy president. Hakuna mtu, hata mimi, na hakuna kongamano yoyote ilikaa mahali popote ikasema DP tunakupenda sana, enda ukue presidential candidate wetu. Hiyo kongamano haijawahi kaa mahali popote. Kwa hivyo mzigo wa kutaka kuwa rais kutoka kwa DP ni wa DP. Asitustahili hata kumsaidia kwa sababu hajatuomba ruhusa kama wa Kenya. Okay? Tumuunge mkono akue rais. Yeye alikuja na katangaza anataka kuwa rais wake wa Kenya. So kama alikuwa na budget yake atumie. Okay? Kama anahitaji msaada aite Harambee, tutakuja kuchanga, ataendelea na campaign. Lakini wewe kuja kutulaumia, kulalama hapa eti wanaume 20 wamekusanyika pamoja kupinga mtu mmoja. Hakuna mtu anahitaji kupinga DP. Secondly, you are going to parliament as a member of parliament. Your number one job in parliament is to make policy. But from the way you are talking, you want to go and create rules of the jungle kind of parliament. Wewe unataka vitu zisifanywe kwa mahesabu, unataka zifanywe kulingana na sympathy na vile watu wanafeel. Hao watu maskini hawajakuja Kenya jana. there has been no migration of people, influx of poor people. These poor people have been here since 1963 after independence until now. We have had how many governments? 4 different successive government. Hatuwezi amka saa ndio tuseme sasa sisi ndio rescue team tunataka kufukuza umaskini na Ruto ndio malaika ametumwa kutoka mbinguni kusimamisha. I played for you that clip ya Muturi to prove to you that the person in charge of budgeting to alleviate poverty and enhance devolution is none other than the DP, and it's been there for 9 years. If you had a plan to help Mama Mboga and help the rest of the poor people in Kenya, the 9 years was sufficient. Kama wewe ndio chair wa kugawa pesa, pesa iko, hujagawa for 9 years, unaanza kugawa the 10th year ili uchaguliwe for another 5 years. Kuna ngoma hapa na tukubali kuchezwa.
So Bernard, can I speak?
Okay. Let's do this. Hold on. I want to Okay. Before I decide, what is it? I want us to go to the people who have not said anything, then to answer to that.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Sorry for the crossfire, but it happens. It is in my place to advise my fellow panelists, but it's not in my place to advise the opposition to Baba's agenda. I might advise them, but I think since I am a non-supporter of Baba, it's not in my place to do that. Why I am taking on Ndeto as a person is a comrade, is a colleague, by the fact that we speak from the same platform. And I think it is very unfortunate for Ndeto to take, the request that I made, and he's taking it as a joke. He never acknowledged, he was never sorry, and he wants to throw words here that, in my view, look insultive and demeaning. What I'm trying to say, Bernard, is this. We can go that direction if we wanted, but because of our age, what we stand for in the society and who we are, that's not the way to go. But still, wanasema kwa lugha nyingine, hata kama utajifanya usikii, nitakuwa nimekuambia. I want to repeat what I think is important to be said here. And you might not agree with me, lakini imeingia kwa masikio. Any good leader who wants to be a public leader must be able to interrogate and give his position in matters of public discourse in a manner that leaves others with respect, even when they differ. But when you come to make a platform look like a shouting match, and even when I gave a good reason why I say that, and you're still saying you are qualifying why you are calling people here, when we have people names, I call you Ndeto, Themba is there, Bernard is there, other people, and you want to call us people. To me, that is demeaning, and you leave it or take it. I don't think that makes you a better leader, because you must, even in that parliament that you will go, you will be an honorable member of parliament. You will speak to the speaker in a manner that will leave respect in that house, and even those that you will differ with them with respect. That is my advice. You leave it or take it. I'll really appreciate when we deal with our matters here on this platform with such a respect. Last but not least, Ndeto, you said very clearly that it is wrong for other people going around, trying to look for candidates here and there, and they are campaigning. They shouldn't be doing that. I want to tell you this. Your person that you are supporting for the next presidency is quoted in several occasions saying that ya watu hata hawajajipanga, hawajijui, wanarandaranda tu kwa mahoteli. You people go and get a candidate. Sisi tuna candidate, tunajijua. Get a candidate who will run against us. This is what you people have been telling us. So when we start forming teams to find a formidable candidate who is going to run against yours, then why are you being agitated? So were you making careless statements? We are simply answering to your calls. The DP has been saying, hii grupu ya kina baba ni watu wengine ni Serarak, watu ya vitendawili, hawana mpango, hawajijui, sijui nani atasimama. Sasa tunataka kutafuta mtu ambaye atakaye simama. Here you are telling me it is wrong for us to identify a candidate. I think that is hypocrisy of the highest order. And in my view, the best way to come to this platform for us to have such a discourse, you don't do this with feelings. Because if you come with feelings, you don't want to call people names. You're not even greeting us. It's like you had problems from where you came from. That will not make you a good leader. So it is my say, and I will remain with that. You want us to discuss with respect, you'll be better. But if you are coming with feelings, at the end of the day, you leave this place a confused person, and you will not know what to do. Thank you so much.
I want that to rest there. Neto, what is it?
You know, Bernard, I know I've contributed to this platform for quite some time. So I know the rules and the regulations of the platform. I don't think it's a good lesson for me, like for someone to lecture me on what I should do and what I should not do. So when I say that there is a problem somewhere, if you are a diehard of whoever you are, don't get feelings over me. I am not emotional. You know, that's the way I talk. And we are created differently. Let us appreciate each other, Bernard. But for someone to lecture me, yeah,
please,
that's
let
so
that,
unfair.
I said, let that rest there. Let that rest there. You either accept correction or not. Let it remain there. To hiyo kesi ishe namna hiyo, tukutane mbele. Naomba tusikilize community ancestor mbili. Tuende kwa Themba, tuchukue mkururo wa mwisho, tufunge show. Community ancestor, karibu.
Asante sana. By the way, ningependa ndugu yangu Honorable Ndeto alay evidence ya kusema kuwa in fact our governors kutoka Mount Kenya ambao wanamuunga baba mkono kuwa wamelipwa. Amesema vizuri kuwa in fact wamelipwa pesa mingi sana ndio wamjoin. Kama kuna hiyo evidence alay ama kama hana a substantiate. Now in fact deputy president ningependa nitakupatia sekunde zangu za mwisho. Deputy president in fact yeye mwenyewe alituambia vizuri kuwa on his side wao wamejipanga, hao wengine ni kuzurura tu kwa mahoteli wakifanyiwa interview. So sasa hivi in fact wakati sasa tumeanza kujipanga na tunamfikia, I know he is feeling the heat, na nashukuru sana baba kwa hiyo kazi yenye ameanza mzuri. Na kitu ambayo ningependa kumpongeza Chepkati leo tarehe 9 hakuna harambee yoyote itakuwa hakuna pesa zitakuwa zinapeanwa kwa mama mboga, hakuna pesa zozote zitakuwa zinapeanwa kwa bodaboda na deputy president ama na usoeva. Na ukiona iwe ni Raila, ukiona iwe ni deputy president akipeana pesa kwa harambee, please hebu mripoti kwa Chepkati, alafu Chepkati atampa asiwanie kitu yoyote kwa sababu hiyo ni sheria. In fact yesterday alituambia hivyo, alisema kuwa kuanzia tarehe 9 ambayo ni leo there is no harambes. So in fact kwa wale ambao wamepokea kitu kidogo kutoka kwa deputy president, inafaa washukuru Mungu sana, cause Now ile harambee yenye itakuwa ni kama ile harambee yenye imekuwa yenye Raila amekuwa nayo maybe jana ya kutafuta washirika wa kuoil his campaign, wakati campaign zitaanza, ambapo pesa zikipeanwa zitakuwa zinasaidia kwa mambo ya logistics, not buying voters. Hiyo ndio clarification ambayo by the way niliona kutoka niliona jana kutoka kwa Chepkati, nikasema wow, kumbe kuna sheria za kusimamisha harambee, which is something ambayo iko mzuri sana. Na jambo la mwisho ndio mengine nimalizie baadaye, inasema kuwa when you are seeking for power, don't dare to go to the masses first. First start from the elite and then finish with the masses. Nitakuja kuexpound hiyo point wakati nitapata nafasi. Back to you, Mr. Panan.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Temba.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Good morning from Nairobi.
How are you, Mr. Ndeto? Nice to see you, brother. Can see you are holding on for your side. That's good. Umetudanganya kidogo lakini ni sawa tu. Wacha niende straight to the topic of the day. Ruto's strategy of using money. I want first of all to give it a background. Ruto's strategy has been used before, so it's not like he has used it before. It's not like he's reinventing it. If you can remember Youth for KANU 92, when they had the 500 shillings and it was called Jirongo. So he was hired by Jirongo, and Ruto became, I think, part of the distributors of that money. So it has worked for him in protecting Moi's regime, and he believes that using the similar strategy. You remember even Moi's time, Moi could not miss church. He used to go to African Inland Church. So he was a deeply religious person who could always go to church for the 24 years that he was ruling us. So there's precedence to what Ruto is trying to do right now, that according to him has proven. They overprinted money, and it was crazy, like they could dish out, when by the time the Youth for KANU 92 was being disbanded, it had done serious drama to our economy, and there's a picture even Ruto, attending to some of those giving, dishing out that cash. So he learned from Moi, and probably he thought the best way, his strategy is weaken people, show them that you are coming with goodies, a Rasputin kind of thing, come in with this, make them helpless, then try to show them like you're helping them. And he's been bold enough in several occasions. He's indicated that, I have contributed to your churches. The other day when he was, I think, in Kajiado constituency, he said that I'm the one who has come to your churches to give money, So he was trying to indicate, to tell them that, hey, I've been giving this money. Time has come for you to pay back. And in Kakamega, after losing the seat, the by-election, he said that you guys, I give you money when you want fundraisers, you call me, but when it comes to when it comes to elections, you don't give me anything. So he's been outright about it. He's indicated that he's giving that for that specific purpose. So he imagines that repeating that would work for him in 2022. So what has he done? There's a sense of dishonesty in himself, because he was today in Kisii. I think today he was trying to castigate state officials who, according to him, they are appointed and are using state resources. He's pointing fingers, one finger, but you're not seeing three that are looking at him. He's still actively in employment. You know, he is still actively using government resources, state resources, but to his own advantage. He is not progressing the development issues that he is supposed to be doing right now. So when he's asked that, he does what I see most of his supporters say, that their relationship with the president is not good. Now, we don't want, that's an excuse. That's not a reason as to why he shouldn't be working for us. If he thinks that his relationship with the president is so bad that he cannot work, then the best thing to do is step aside. He hasn't done that. So he is still drawing the salary. He's enjoying everything that the office does, but is not giving what the office does. I want to fault Ndeto. He has said that the deputy president uses his own resources, and then he goes ahead to say that his office is funded by the Mwananchi. So you're not sure. He's using his own resources, then his office is funded by Mwananchi. You need to be clear, is he using his own resources, or is it being funded by Mwananchi? If it is being funded by Mwananchi, therefore he owes us to tell us what is it that he has done with his office for the last 9 years. Nothing so far, because he's not come out clearly. He was asked the other day, when he's asked why the Jubilee government has failed, he said it has failed because he's outside, he's not inside. Yet he's still in that office. And every time he comes and tries to remind us that he's the deputy president of that country. So will his strategy work? I think the best way I can put it is in the picture that has come out and has played a lot about the young kid who refused to take that money. That kid has been trained in integrity. That kid reasons even much better than some of us here. When you start saying that we would rather handouts than policy that address system and that does not depend on an individual. When you have a policy, it does not depend on the holder of that office. But when you have an individual coming with what they have, then you don't have a policy. When that individual doesn't come, then you cannot enjoy that particular right that you're supposed to have. So I think when we compare the two, in my view, yes, the strategy of giving in expectation of what has happened and has succeeded before, but this time round, I think the ground has shifted. Kenyans are more clever than that. Right now, you see people going there to get the money, but they know where they are going to vote. Secondly, and finally, I think Ndeto needs to be told that in no uncertain terms, the difference between the billionaires in Baba's side and billionaires in Ruto's side is basically the billionaires in Baba's side are not as corrupt as the billionaires in Ruto's side. Ruto is supported by billionaires. Number one, Rigathi Gachagua has several cases in court, about how he acquired his wealth. Now, UDA is not owned by common Mwananchi. It is owned by billionaires. Who is the UDA chairman? That's a billionaire. Ruto is a billionaire. And several other guys who are financing the UDA is not the common Mwananchi as Ndeto wants us to believe. The other billionaires on the other side, these are employers. These are people who are concerned about the political economy of the Mount Kenya region. They employ people. You know, they are concerned about stability of an economy. If you are concerned about your stability, you don't necessarily need someone who is going to give you the money. You need someone who is going to ensure the infrastructure and the environment that will make you do your business. That is what they are talking about. Now, Ruto cannot ensure stability. Ruto cannot ensure, has not talked about how he's going to deal with corruption. That's something he can't talk about. And in essence, he's now talking about how they are going to be having one party system. That is not something that they want to talk about. He's not respecting actually the constitution that talks about us having multi-party democracy. He is trashing other parties and calling them tribal parties, yet we have UDA with only one MP. It is, if you are to call it a small party, then it is in the same category like all the other parties that have been formed. It is here to have an NDC. It is here to have even a register of people who belong to it. It's here to have even a nomination, even to sit and say that so and so is our presidential candidate. So I think it is safe to say, will it work? I doubt it will this time, because Kenyans are brighter. They are proven that time without a number, that yes, they know who is corrupt. They know the leader they want, not the dealer that is showing up in form of one William Samoei Ruto. Thank you.
Okay. If there's no rebut for that, we go to James. James, are you still there?
That has a question.
Ndeto has a question. Ndeto.
Okay, thank you so much. Themba, you have clearly tried to tell us how different billionaires on William Samoei Ruto's side are different from those who are supporting Baba. And you have even tried to expound that they are interested on the stability of our economy. I'm asking, which of these billionaires, basing on wherever side they are, is not interested on what they will get in the next government?
That's a very good question, Ndeto. You know, I like sometimes the question that you're asking, because it sometimes come out as though your deputy president is not interested in something in the government. You know, the thing is, I want to suggest to you that the next year's president, Uhuru, will vacate the office next year, and everybody that is coming in is campaigning. I don't know, he's not muted because there's a little bit of a. It's you, Bernard.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, everybody is interested in presidency. You know, I mean, those who are coming in, you know, and the difference between the two is that these other people are business people who employ, like, for example, how many of your relatives are employed in Equity Bank? How many of different people employed with even Citizen TV? Now, these people are interested in a good business, and that just the other day, Citizen launched Ramogi TV, you know, employing across. You know, I found your argument also earlier a little interesting, that when someone goes to a hotel and sleep in a hotel, you are not considering the many people who are going to benefit from that particular business place in that place, in that position at that time. The deputy president went to Western Kakamega, slept in a posh hotel in Kakamega. He didn't sleep in some ramshackle somewhere, you know. But you know why? That goes into, there are people working there. There are people employed. They are going to feed families. They are going to pay, you know, whatever, you know, for school fees somewhere. So when you argue that, you know, these people just go and sleep in hotels, it shows us your level of thinking when it comes to appreciating the political economy of a place, you know. And then you're saying that you'd rather the money that is given, the handout. I mean, that's in my view, I find a little not very very sound. So if you're going to look at the interest, the people are interested. As a businessman, I'm a businessman. What would you want to see? You'd want to see someone stable. You remember during 2007, 2008 clashes, businesses suffered because of political instability. Corruption is part of what has been, you know, noted as part of something that that affects, you know, the economy. So if you have a leader who is going to assure that, and they have shown time without a number that they are committed to that, that's a leader you'd want to trust. Not someone who is going to be coming in, instead of relying in policies, is relying on their way of dealing with stuff, is willing to even short circuit processes, you know, is not committed into the change, and they have shown that by their track record. I think that's not something that can interest you as a businessman. A businessman does not require handouts. A businessman needs an environment to operate, and that is the difference between the two. Now, there's something you need to note. There's a level of urgency and anger that is coming into your side. And even I can see when you come here to communicate it, you are busy saying, I mean, there's a process that has happened that is making you guys feel a little disadvantaged. It is understood that in a political competition, you are likely to feel disadvantaged when certain things are happening. But that's how competition works. You know, you will dislike the billionaires on the other side, but I can assure you there's no small person who is funding Ruto. They are billionaires. It's just the billionaires differently have disagreed. So you are pretending that they want to attack me, but nothing like that. UDA is owned by billionaires. Modama is a billionaire. He's not a mean man. He's not someone like you say, I'm a hustler. You know, the people who are trooping there were Guru, all the money she stole from NYS and all the others, she's taking there. So you can't come here and start saying, you know, this one is using his own money from his pocket. That is hogwash. You know, that's something that to sharp Peter here. And I wish to tell you, you guys are comfortable with the history that only, you know, that favors you. But history that doesn't favor you, you don't want. It is history that Ruto was in YK 92 that spoiled our economy. It is the same history that today Kabogo was saying Ruto rigged him out as the director of election in Kano. It is the same history that Ruto rigged Kabogo out when Jubilee was coming in 2013, yeah. So you want history that will favor you, but not history that will go against you. So that is the selective amnesia that you guys want to apply in this process. But right now, I want to assure you that Kenyans are awoke. You guys say hawapangwingwi, Kenyans hawapangwingwi. So this time, hawamekataa kupangwa.
Okay. Thank you, Themba. We're going to hear, there is Abdul Rahim, is it? And then Jack Kindube. I want Neto to confirm, because he's very passionate about millionaire businesses as opposed to Mama Mboga. Is it a UDA policy to kill big business so that they can create room for the smaller enterprises? Because you want people to go and spend a night in a 5-star hotel, but pay Mama Mboga instead of pay the millions they spent in the place.
Okay. My line of thought was, yes, it is bottom up. This is the reason. You know, when you go to map these hotels where ODM is conducting its rallies, you will find they belong to the very same billionaires. And those who are employed there, you will find a good number of them are family members. They are very close relatives. So even if they get a lot of money, it is still getting back to them. And the reason why I support the UDA side on when it comes to Mama Boga is because, you know, when Ruto gets to Nyeri and he gives millions to the Boda Boda circle or to the women.
I want you to confirm, is it a UDA policy? Like Idi Amin, get the business from the business people, give it to Maliamungu. Is it the UDA policy to work like Mugabe, get the land from the whites and then give it to the blacks so that their independence can be felt? That's what I want you to confirm here. No other story.
Hey, Bernard, how you frame some statement. You know, it is a strategy to liberate the people. You get? So it is not a it is not a strategy to bring some people down. You know, we need Kenyans who are independent minded. And you know, one of the best thing that is coming from William Samoei Ruto is he has been in the government, so he knows what normally goes in there. Like a community ancestor asked me a question of an evidence if I've seen governors given money. Go listen to the clip of Governor Kimemia of Nyandarua County. He was interviewed in one of the national televisions, where he was explaining how even the government, the methods incumbent government method uses to support a certain candidate of interest. And that's what also arose my mind. Because if that is exactly what is happening, then there is a lot of discrimination.
Interjection, please.
So,
interjection,
just because,
please.
Just because I come from, I'm a son of a peasant farmer, I will never be the president of this nation. And that's why we should support William Samoei Ruto, because he is so independent. We have seen him coming from grass to grace, dining and wining now with the top of this nation. That will encourage me so much. That will encourage me so much.
I think you have your hero in William Ruto. Please keep following him. Fred, you are out of order. For that, I'm sending you to quarantine. You only ask permission once. You don't now turn it into a heckling match. Tunasumbua watazamaji tafadhali. Sawa sawa. So mute your mic, Fred. Thank you very much. We go straight to Jack Kindube. Jack Kindube, karibu, vipi?
Salama sana, hamjambo. Asanteni sana.
Hatujambo, karibu Kenya na enda moja kwa moja tunafungasha.
Asante sana. Nitaenda moja kwa moja kwa Ndeto. Nashangaa sana vile Ndeto vile anaona mambo ya dunia. Mimi inanishangaza sana. Inanishangaza hata kusema kwamba Ruto anatumia pesa zake mwenyewe, lakini hizi pesa anatoa wapi? Hizi pesa ni nyingi vile anatumia, anazitoa wapi? Na kwa nini anazitumia kwa kuwapatia watu tu ovyo ovyo hivyo? Ina maana gani? Hiyo mimi naona ni kama hongo tu, in my own point of view. Hata kila mtu nafikiri watu wengi wanaona kama hiyo ni hongo. Isipokuwa nataka tu kusema kitu kidogo hapo. Ndeto amesema kwamba hawa watu ambao Kimemia alisema kwamba serikali inaweza iko na njia ya kusaidia yani wale watu wana favor. Sasa kama ni hivyo basi, si hata Ruto na Uhuru hiyo system ile wa favor. Mbona sasa wanataka kusema eti sasa hiyo system ni mbaya, wakati ilikuwa ina wa favor, ilikuwa nzuri na uwezi kusema Mr. Ndeto kwamba Ruto amejiweka pale yeye mwenyewe. Ruto amelelewa na hawa watu ambao unasema ni watu ambao unawachukia. Alilelewa na Moi na Jirongo, amelelewa na Uhuru, alilelewa na Kibaki. Hawa watu wote mnawasema ni system, ni watu ambao ni watoto wao, watu fulani wanajulikana. Hiyo ni makosa, kwa sababu watu wanapenda kusema kama mtoto baba yako ni daktari na wewe ukiwa daktari, wanasema huyu mtoto anafanya kazi kwa bidii, amefuata vile baba yake anafanya. Lakini kama baba yako ni politician, wewe ukitaka kufuata politics unaanza watu wanaanza kusema majina mabaya juu yako. Hapana, hiyo ni makosa. Kila mtu ana haki ya kufanya kitu ambacho anapenda. Kama unapenda kitu babako amefanya, service to people, hauwezi kubaguliwa kwamba wewe ni mtoto wa fulani. Hiyo ni makosa. Na mimi nataka kusema kwamba hii bottom up, nataka kumwambia Ndeto, hii bottom up kwa kweli haieleweki. Ninyi mnasema Ruto anasaidia bodaboda, anaenda kuwapatia pesa wanunue pikipiki nyingine, si ndio? Sasa kama hao wanaonunua pikipiki umewapatia pesa wanunue pikipiki na hakuna wale watu wasafiri, hizo pikipiki zitafaje? Mama mboga mnataka pewe pesa kwa sababu mama mboga ni jina ambayo watu wa hii bottom up wanatumia. Utampatiaje stock mama mboga? Unamsaidia kumpatia pesa mama mboga na hakuna wanunuzi. Hiyo ni economy ya namna gani? Economy unataka watu wanunuzi, na watu wakilala kwa hoteli mnasema wamelala kwa hoteli za matajiri, sijui ndugu zao. Watu wote wa Kenya ni ndugu zetu. Yoyote ambaye anapewa kazi, awe ni ndugu ya Uhuru, awe ni ndugu ya nani, naye vile vile anatoa kodi kama mtu mwingine. Kwa hiyo utambagua kwamba yeye sasa hawezi kupewa kazi kwa sababu yeye ni ndugu ya Uhuru. Tusiangalie vitu namna hiyo, tuangalie vitu kama sisi wote ni wa Kenya, na sisi sote, kila mmoja anahitaji sehemu yake. Kitu ambacho tunataka Kenya kwa wakati huu, tunataka kitu inaitwa political stability. Tukiwa na political stability, tutaweza kuendelea na tutaishi na amani na raha kwa hii nchi yetu. Bila kuwa na political stability, hata mkifanya nini, hata Yesu akirudi, haiwezi. Nchi yoyote ambayo haina political stability haiendi popote, na mmeona haiendi. Hata sisi tumekuwa tukizunguka tu, we are going nowhere. Mpaka tuwe na kitu inaitwa political stability, utulivu na amani, umoja. Hiyo ndio itatuletea njia. Kwa hiyo Bwana Ndeto, mimi naomba kule mnaenda is the wrong side kwa maoni yangu. Asante sana wote, na washukuru sana kwa kunisikiza.
Okay, thank you. Asante Jack Kindube. Naomba tuende kwa Abdallah Omar Nasir.
Thank you very much Bernard na wengine wote. It's Abdul Karim. Nimejoin late lakini we are having a very good
karibu kwa show. Jina refu, majina mengi.
Nitajaribu kupunguza. First, if I go straight to the topic, I think nilisikiza Themba aliguzia hiyo kwa sababu kuna history ya the deputy president na vile kugawa pesa, and it started way back in 92. So he's done it before and then it worked kwa sababu wa Kenya at that time bado walikuwa na uoga fulani, walikuwa wanaona probably without Moi labda nchi itaingia kwa shida, so they had to go that way, that route. But the Kenyan wa 2021 going forward 2022 ni tofauti sana. Kenyans are aware of what they want in the first place, wanajua wanataka nini. So kukula pesa watakula, but at the end of the day they will know where to cast their vote. So I don't think hii pesa itabadilisha maoni ya wengi. Wachache ndio itabadilisha wachache, but the majority of Kenyans, they know what they want. So Ndeto amesema Mkenya wa kawaida akiwekwa kule juu, like now Ruto for example, it will be a very good thing. Yes, it will be a very good thing, but itakuwa even better if huyu Mkenya wa kawaida arise akiwa na some form of integrity. That one will be even better. Lakini nisikue leo mimi ni Mkenya wa kawaida and I want to get to the top, I trample upon everybody to get there, then haitakuwa na maana sana. Lakini huyu akitoka hapa chini, arise pole pole, and Kenyans wakuwa wanampenda kwa integrity yake na leadership quality yenye ako nayo, then that one will be a good thing. But leo, if I'm not wrong, correct me, somebody in Eldoret alirudishiwa shamba yake after kuwa grabbed by one deputy president. Correct me if I'm wrong. Koti ilimrudishia mwenyewe. That is among the few things that inaweka madoadoa kwa his integrity. And he should come out to Kenyans and apologize for that. Hiyo ya kwanza. Ya pili, we go to Lang'ata Primary. That one is in public domain. Hata kesi bado inaendelea. As much as case the court ilirudishia airport, Wilson Airport land yao, wakasema they settle out of court. That one is the second thing. So there is another doa in that. So integrity is very important. As much as wewe unatoka hapa chini, lakini uwe na integrity yako so that you get to your goal huko juu, everybody will appreciate that. Then kila mtu atataka mtoto wako Ndeto na wangu pia wa rise to the top, but with integrity. That's all. Thank you very much for this.
Okay. Thank you, Omar. We appreciate your contribution. And let's keep the conversation going. I hope there are no rebuttals. Let's go to Fred Ukifungasha. Maswali yako yote na maoni yako yote tunafungasha.
I will start with the facts. When TB Ruto is holding a meeting in Nairobi, apart from Karen, you will find them in Weston Hotel. Weston Hotel belongs to who? Yojueke, that's a fact. When he goes to hold a meeting in Narok, apart from any other place, he goes straight to his ranch. That belongs to who? That's a fact. When he goes to Mount Kenya, he has a ranch there. That is the place. And then this, what I'm saying is, it has been proved because there is security officers who mans those property. They mans those property because Deputy President, in one way or another, he might decide to spend a day or a night there. When you go to Mombasa, also, we have places that owned by... Now, my friend, I like the conversation you have brought in, because without that kind of conversation, we cannot say that we are debating on something. But thank you, because you need to be there so that you can energize people you can open up the minds of people. Now we can think, we can see beyond. But a leader, if you are aspiring to become one of the best leader, there is 7 principles of an ego. Go and find out what kind of those 7 principles of an ego. And when you find those 7 principles of an ego, you'll become as the best leader ever seen on earth. I'll give you 2. An ego doesn't eat dead things. Ego inajitafutia yenyewe, iue ikule, haikuli mabaki. Hiyo ina translate nini kwa kiongozi mzuri? Kiongozi mzuri ni yule ambaye anajitafutia umaarufu. Si uende ukute mtu ashajenga jina lake, basi wewe unataka kuhang kwa kodi la mtu. Huyo mtu akiondoka. Point number 2, eagles haishingi na wandeke wengine, anaishi peke yake. Kwa nini? Ego fears to be discriminated with other birds or ndeke wengine. So anapenda kuishi peke yake, anapenda kutembea peke yake. Lakini the more anafanya hayo mambo yote, kuna main and one principles of an ego. It reaches a point, if you are a true leader, you have to make a very painful decision for the better tomorrow. A very painful decision for a better tomorrow. And when you master those, my friend, nobody will stop you. Hayo nimemaliza. La mwisho, na nikufunganya tu, na waomba ndugu zanguni. Biblia inasema samani za ujinga Mungu alijifanya haoni. Na akasema hivi, nimeweka njia 2 mbele yako. Moja ni ya mauti, ingine ni ya uzima. Lakini na kuhimiza ama na wahimizeni, chakueni ya uzima. Basi nimewacha na hilo.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you for your continued support and words of wisdom. We hear you, we understand you, and we look forward to having a better Kenya with you. Thank you very much. I want to go to community. Afungashe kwanza, alafu niingiza hawa wageni wawili ndio tuanze kuondoka. Community, tafadhali dakika zako 1.5.
Yes, asante sana kwa nafasi. In fact, mimi ningalikuwa nataka kusema namna hii kuwa when you want to attack your enemy, let not your enemy have a sense that you are getting closer to him or her.
Now, in fact, kuhusu topic ya leo imesema tu vizuri kuwa mambo ya pesa. Je, inaleta ushawishi? Ushawishi, by the way, ni kidogo sana, na hiyo itakuja kuthibitishwa in this coming general elections. Utaona kuwa in fact watu wa baba ambao sisi hatujazoea mambo ya kupewa handouts, tutaenda tutampigia kura yetu vizuri, alafu na hao wageni wetu wengine ambao tumepata wageni then kutoka hapo tutajaza hilo kabu na tupate maybe 55 ama 60% ya zile kura zote ambazo zitakuwa cast. Jambo la mwisho ningependa kuuzia kuhusu hawa billionaires ambao wako pande ya Raila Amolo Odinga na hawa billionaires wenye wako pande ya William Samoei Ruto. Difference yao iko namna gani? Mimi leo ndio nilijionea maajabu ya billionaires ambao wako pande ya Raila Amolo Odinga kutoka Mount Kenya, au billionaires wageni wenye amepata. In fact, hawa billionaires wageni, ile jambo ambayo niliona na ikanishtusha kuwa wao wameweka grievances za watu wao mbele kabisa. Ndio uliona kuwa Munya wakati alisimama, in fact alieleza kuwa Raila Amolo Odinga, ndio sisi we are ready to oil your campaign in terms of logistics and what have you. Alafu na interest zetu ndio lazima utaziangalia cause tumeajiri Wakenya wengi sana. Now, kando na hiyo, kuna hao watu wenye hawawezi wakakufikia wewe kama Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, utawasaidia namna gani? Wakamwambia kuwa tunataka ufufue mambo ya one man, one vote, one shilling. Uangalie mambo ya kilimo, uangalie mambo ya nini. Ushaona sasa? Then wakaendorse their signatures chini na wakaambia baba akubali. Baba akasema atapeana atasema kweli amekubali on Friday. Ushaona sasa, hao wameweka interest za watu wao mbele, au ni billionaires wenye wako sasa hivi kwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Ni sababu gani? These billionaires wako na watu kutoka kwa community ambao wanawaangalia, ambao they lead. Sasa wakiachilia Raila Amolo Odinga namna hii bila kuweka grievances za watu wao mbele, wanajua obvious Raila Amolo Odinga akiingia State House, mapolisi watakuwa wameshikamana line kutoka sijui Harambee Avenue mpaka wapi. Huyu mama mboga, huyu mtu wa bodaboda, huyu mtu wa kiosk, huyu mtu hasla hawezi akafika State House wakati Raila Amolo Odinga hatakuwa ametimiza zile promises zenye alikuwa ameahidi wakati wa campaign. That is why these few elite ambao wako kwa Raila Amolo Odinga na through Azimio wamepeana, yani wao sasa ndio watakuwa wanaambia Raila Amolo Odinga, this is what you promised our people, kindly fulfill it. Watakuwa wanampatia pressure. Tukiangalia pande ya William Samoei Ruto, yeye ameenda direct kwa mama mboga na mtu wa bodaboda na mtu wa kiosk. Sasa huyu mtu wa kiosk na huyu mtu wa mama mboga, wakati William Samoei Ruto atakuwa amejifungia State House, na mapolisi wakiwa wamemzingira wengi, asipotimiza ile ahadi yenye amewaahidi sasa hivi, huyu mama mboga watamfikia namna gani? Hawezi wakamfikia kwa hiyo miaka mitano. So that is the difference ambayo iko kati ya these people ambao wana oil campaign ya Raila Amolo Odinga na hawa the elite wenye wana oil William Samoei Ruto. You are supposed to first of all kuseek power kupitia kwa elite. Sasa hawa elite ndio watafanya nini? Ndio, that is why tumeweka viongozi. So these viongozi wenye umeona in fact wata play a big role kwa wale watu ambao wana lead. That is why ndio uliona in 2013 2017 these same people in fact they helped Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta na William Samoei Ruto kufikia hapa mahali wako. Now Raila Amolo Odinga baada ya kumalizana na hawa billionaires, sasa campaign itakapotangazwa, these billionaires watampatia pesa za kutumia kupiwa ile mafuta na nini. Sasa Raila Amolo Odinga atashuka kuja kwa the masses, au watu ambao wako wengi, atashuka kwao ambao ni sisi. Sasa atuambie it is yale viongozi wenyu, zile grievances zenyu zenye walinipatia, I am going to adhere to them when I will take over presidency come 2022. So Raila Amolo Odinga after this tutaona akija sasa kwa masses, na sasa hiyo itakuwa complete, hata kuwa ame exclude hao wenye wanajiweza material things in terms of money, alafu na hawa wenye hawajiwezi kosa atakuja kwao, ndio kutoka hapo tuelekee kwa debe. I thank you so much Mr. Panad, fellow panelist, na ndugu zangu na dada zangu wenye mko kwa comment section. May God bless you so much.
Thank you, community ancestor. We appreciate you and your input. We look forward to interacting with you again. Now, we have Mulumbu and PK who have just come in. Mulumbu, take the floor, please, and to toa maoni yako dakika tatu hivi, alafu tunafunga. Karibu.
Asante sana, shukuru sana the panelists na wale wamekuwepo. Good morning, good evening, good night, wengine wanalala. So yes, I've been hearing you all along in mada leo. Nimefanya vizuri sana, wenye tunasoma hapa tunasoma, wasioelewa hawataelewa, naelewa watajua. Na it's very good ya kwamba now huu ulimwengu wa digital, it has made us reach each other, and it's opening our minds. Because before we were in the darkness, we didn't know what, mwenye yuko Mombasa kita nafikiria mwenye yuko Boyale, mwenye yuko Namanga, mwenye yuko Nairobi. So we were blinded, we didn't see nothing. But right now we can see. Right now we can make everybody atoe maoni yake. Maada umejikaanga unajipata mwenyewe unaingia kwa shimo that you know, oh, this is the way I was, I'm not the right way. So I thank you so much for this forum of Temeri TV. Okay, when I go back to the topic of hii campaign ya kupeana pesa, kuna swali tunataka kuuliza the panel. If you go to the office to seek for a job, before you go to seek for a job, now the job you are going to seek, you have to ask yourself, am I capable for that job? Did you educate yourself? Are you sure that the capacity you have, the education you have, are you going to handle that job before you go for it? Because when you go to that job, there's the interview you're going to be given. Do you have to go with the money and bribe the interviewers, they were going to do it for you to get that job. Some of you work in the offices, you are directors, all corners. Does it happen like that? And then the one we are living in Kenya is not a kingdom. This is a democracy. It's a Kenya is for all. And the leadership is not only selected for a certain community or a certain group. No, it's for everyone. It doesn't matter which community you come from. The only thing you have to show that you have the capacity. You know about Kenya. You know everybody in Kenya. You know every kind of tribe in Kenya. You know every corner. And you know the problem they have. And you tackle this problem. You have grown in it. You have worked in it. And now you are becoming here. You want to lead the country. You have to demonstrate how you are going to lead the country. Do you have to come with the big money to bribe with your people that you want to help? And these people need to be helped. Do you have to come to money to grab to go to interview to seek for this job because you are seeking for the job? Hauna pesa, umekuja unataka kutumikia wananchi wakupatie kazi. Hao wananchi wataka kukuandika wakupatie kazi upate pesa ufanyie kazi. How do you change now? You bring them to buy them to get that job. How do you come with the money to try to deal with them and you are looking for a job? If that's the kind of the way we want to do, which means anybody, so long as you have money, you will come and dish it. And even if you don't know how to do the job, how an idea, you are not qualified. Once you come the money, you are given the job. That's what some of you are telling us here. If that's the case, then there's no way we shall have to get the right person to lead the country. Because this person has to be interrogated. If you come with the money for this to us, how are we going to interrogate you? How will the interview be done to you? Na tayari unakuja na honga watu. How? And we need to know you. You need to explain to us how you're going to do it. How you are going to do this. Tayari unakuja na pesa. Why come kama unataka kazi kufanya kwa ofisi uandike kazi, you work for us, na una pesa. Why come to this thing for us? Why can't you just go eat your money? Huh? The other thing, ingekuwa mtu akitaka kazi, nenda usome. Ukishasoma, jua maslahi ya watu wako. Ukishajua maslahi ya watu wako, tembea ambia watu wangu ya kwamba kijiji hapa kuna hii. Mimi nimesomea inajua hii na hii na hii. Najua hii problem na nitafanya hivi na hivi. Na mkinipatia kura na mnichague niwasimamie, I do this because I know how to be that. It doesn't matter kama ni mtokana. Just the way a son of a Kenyan born from Kenya became a president in the USA. He didn't have any money. He didn't have anything. But because of the brain, because he saw what the people of America are suffering from, he talked to the white people, he talked to the black, and he flashed them and he warned them their minds. And they rallied behind him and they elected him. He changed America that was now was in a very bad shape of the economy. He changed it. Did he go around America giving money? He never did. Aliwahutubia wale maprofessional, akaongelesha na wale watu wa chini, watu wakampiga makwestion akawajibu mpaka wakashindwa, akasema this is the right man. So if we can't have that in Kenya, hii ndio data natuambia unatembea na mfuko wa pesa. So wewe ndio utakuja kuwa kiongozi namna gani? Which means wewe unataka kupresident hiyo, wewe pia umebeba pesa unatembea nayo, ukapeana watu wa kweli kila mfuko, ndio sasa wakuchague. Which means hauna maono. If you have maono, you don't have to give anybody money. Sell your ideas that can develop the country. Anybody from any corner can become a president, so long as you know, so long as you are bright, so long as you have an idea, so long as you have your country at heart. It doesn't matter what you don't have to have anything. But here, what idea, what you can do. Umetumia dunia mzima unasema nikipata hii na marafiki kutoka USA watasaidia. From German, from India, from you have intellect that will bring money and uplift the country bring the investors. Infrastructure zijengwe so that mama mboga atapata mti ya kuuzia mboga, pikipiki atapata mti ya kubeba. Everybody will earn from every corner in the country. Maybe nyinyi mnaambia bottom up. How did the bottom up go up without kutoka huko utengenezi ipatikana hapa ndio sasa yaanze kupanda juu? Itapanda namna gani? How did it go up without you pumping in, building infrastructure, everything iwekwe ndani nchi ianze kuzama, ulime uweke kila kitu mazao yaanze kutoka? Itatoka namna gani? Ndio umesema bwana. Look at things. It's good yuko hapa unaenda opposite so that some of the people who like you can learn from that. So that if sisi tunaweza kuambia, we learn from you. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, guys. I should not take a lot of time. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mlumbu. Let's hear from PK.
Asante kwa nafasi hii, and sorry I came in a bit late, but I was on and off following from the background. Nimesikiza comments nyingi hapa mpaka watu wengine wananifanya nisikie ni kama mimi ni mzee sana, especially watu kama Ndeto. Nimemsikiza Ndeto kwa vizuri, nikashindwa kweni wakati wa Nyayo ni wangapi wetu hapa walikuwa wamezaliwa na ni wangapi waliona kilichokuwa kinajiri wakati huo, kwa sababu whatever is happening now with the Oda leader is exactly what happened during Nyayo regime. How mama mbogas and people were being given money, how money was being dished around during that time. And very recently, we all know that people are saying Kibaki was very mean. But in his meanness, I think he came out as one of the best presidents, because he was not after giving people na kina mama mboga pesa on the roadside na kupatiana pesa hivi hivi. Ali-streamline serikali na akafanya, in fact he is the one who made the government to be the best employer. Before watu walikuwa hataki kazi ya serikali, serikali ilikuwa hailipi, serikali ilikuwa haiheshimiki, lakini walikati aliingia ndio ali-streamline serikali na akafanya taxation ionekane, watu wakaanza kuona watu wana kodi inapatikana ambayo ndio ina run serikali. Sasa tukiangalia zile vitu ama sarakasi ile inaendelea na zile pesa zinadishiwa around, can any rightful thinking Kenyan tell us hizi pesa zinavyogawa, hizi pesa zinatolewa kodi kweli? Kusema kweli, na mtu ambaye anatoa hizi pesa na anapeana hivi hivi, hata akipata hiyo kiti atakuwa analipa kodi huyu mtu? Manake mtu kama Ndeto ama mtu kama mimi ama mtu mwingine, let me not personalize my statement. Ukitengeneza milioni moja na ukatae kutoa kodi, utakuwa umefuatwa. Lakini tunaona mtu anaenda akitoa pesa hapa mamilioni wiki kila wiki, siku kila siku, na hatuna uhakika kama hizi pesa zinalipiwa ushuru, na ushuru tunajua ndio unaendeza serikali. Alafu tutaamini huyu mtu, na tumeona example kutoka kwa serikali iliyopita ya Nyayo kuwa tulikuwa na mtu kama huyo, alikuwa anatembea kila mahali, na kama hamsikizani na yeye, maendeleo haikuji kwako. And we have seen of late, huyu mtu akikasirika anaanza kubrand communities fulani, anaanza kubagua watu fulani. Inamaanisha huyu mtu akipata uongozi, laini ni hiyo hiyo tu ya kubagua watu. Utapata miradi ya serikali fulani haitakuwa inaenda kwa community fulani kwa sababu they don't toe the line. But when you look at what Kibaki did and how he streamlined the government, he did not care where people came from. Kama ni stima inasambazwa kila mahali, kama ni barabara zinaanza kupelekwa kila mahali. That is the kind of leadership we want. And that leadership, as far as I'm concerned, we have a candidate who has been tested and tried in the same system, even though we know he's very mean, but even in his meanness, mnajua tutaokoka. Ni kama vile, naweza patiana analogy mzuri sana. Sisi wote tumelewa hapa na akina mama. Na akina mama ni walezi wazuri sana. Mama akilea mtoto, anajua mtoto anapenda soda na sweet, lakini anajua uji na chakula ndio chakula kinamfaa mtoto. Hizi peremende tunapewa na watu wa UDA na masoda tunapewa huku kando kando, ndio ni tamu, lakini hazikuzi mtoto. Mtoto anataka apewe chakula ya maana, akunywe uji, akunywe supu, akule maharagwe, ndio akue vizuri. But not these cheap things, masoda soda huku kando, milioni moja hapa na pale, mama mboga anapewa kitu ambaye haifikii watu wale wengine, inafikia tu watu wale wako hapo karibu. Mimi nafikiri nitafikia hapo, manake naona muda umeenda sana. Asanteni.
Question. Thank you. What? Who is that coming?
I have a question to PK.
Haraka tu.
Mr. PK, ningependa kuuliza namna hii. Kenyatta sikujua uongozi yake kama kulikuwa na mambo ya harambee. Moi kulikuwa na hizi harambes. Kibaki alifutilia harambee mbali kabisa, na in fact tuliona maendeleo. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wakarudisha tena harambee. Tumeona vile hizi harambee zimeleta shida, mpaka unaona sasa hivi wakati wa elections hizi harambee zinatumika maybe kushurutisha hata sisi wapiga kura. Je, wewe umekuwa mzee, unaona harambee kuna vile zilikuwa zinasaidia ama hazisaidii? Ndiposa tuone kama tunaweza amua kutoka 2022 kuendelea hizi harambee zikuwe pandi vile zilikuwa pandi wakati wa Kibaki, tuone kama at least pesa zitakuwa zinakuja in a structured manner kutusaidia sisi.
Mimi si mzee sana hivyo, lakini experience kidogo ya hizo serikali ambazo nimeziona wakati nimekuwa nikiobserve what is happening, ama wakati nilianza kuelewa mambo ya siasa. Harambee ni muhimu zikiwa na nia fulani. Hata wakati wa Kibaki alifutilia harambee, lakini alifutilia harambee kwa siasa. Watu wakiwa na harambee kinyumbani, kutafuta karo ya shule, kutaka kulipa mambo ya hospitali, alikuwa hajafunga. Lakini harambee imekuwa abused na politicians. Hiyo ndio Kibaki alifunga. Sijui kama nimekujibu. Siwezi nikasema harambee ni mbaya. Harambee ni mzuri. Lakini kutumia harambee kunufaika kisiasa ndio serikali ya Kibaki ilifutilia. Asante.
Naweza kusaidia. Wakati wa Kenyatta harambee hazikufanywa, hata makanisani hazikuweko. Wakati wa Kenyatta harambee ilikuwa inatumika kwa kitu maalum, labda kama ni zile ambazo niliona wakati wa Kenyatta ni zile vio ambavyo vilianzishwa, hizi technology kama ile Riyadh na hizo sehemu kama hizo. Harambee ilikuwa si kitu ambayo ilikuwa inafanywa ovyo ovyo, kama vile wakati wa Moi. Moi ndiye alileta harambee ambayo inafanywa kwa siasa, inafanywa kanisani, yani alifanya hata ukienda kwa chief kutafuta chochote lazima utoe harambee. Kila mahali ulikuwa ukienda kuna kitabu ya harambee. Kwa hiyo harambee ilikuja kuwa ni corruption kubwa sana. Asante. Na kwa maoni yangu harambee, hata tukisema hivyo, harambee si inavyofanywa si vizuri. Zile vitu zinafanya tufanye harambee zinatakikana zichukuliwe na serikali. Zile vitu zinafanya watu wasifanye harambee ni shule na hospitali. Hizo vitu inatakiwa serikali chukue jukumu la kuzifanya, ndio tufute hii mambo ya harambee, kwa sababu hiyo mambo ya harambee ni mambo ya kuongana. Mtu akitaka kufanya harambee atoe pesa bila kusema ni pesa ngapi, lakini sisi watu wetu wanataka kutoa pesa na useme mimi nimetoa 20,000. Hapana, ukitaka kutoa pesa toa, lakini usiseme. Hiyo itapunguza harambee, itakuwa inafanywa kwa vitu za muhimu, vitu maalum.
Okay, thank you Jakindube and PK and who else? Abdul Rahim. Sema neno lako la mwisho kabla tuanze kufungasha. Temba nimeona wewe.
Bernard, this guy has just changed his name and he is bypassing me.
Who?
So
hold on, Deto, you're out of order. It's Abdul Rahim.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you. Deto, shikilia kidogo. Going by the conversation, it tells you exactly where we are heading. Kwa sababu Mr. PK ame highlight mambo ya maana sana hapa. Amefungua na pia Jakindube. Nikiangalia kwa the panelist kidogo, they are seniors, so they've seen it all. Saizi kuna watu they don't want to talk about history, wanasema tuangalie where we are going but tusizungumzie history. But as a normal human being, for you to forge ahead, you need to know where you're coming from, where you were, and where you want to go. So lazima tuangalie nyuma, na these two people wametusaidia sana, kwa sababu tukijua pale tumetoka, then those mistakes that we made huko nyuma tutaangalia vile tutarekebisha tukiendelea mbele. So Kenyans, we cannot continue because currently tuko kwa vicious circle. The same mistakes tumekuwa tukifanya tunarudia mara kwa mara. And the problem with Kenyans, and I trust we are going to drop this hiyo tabia ya kupiga kura, we vote to nitasemaje, what is the word, to punish. We vote to punish. We don't vote to make our lives better. So the moment we'll stop voting to punish other people, and I want to pray 2022 will be different. We make a decision, we vote to better our lives. And for that, I rest my case. Good night, people. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul Rahim. We go to Ndeto before we go to Themba to give the shout out. But before that, I would want to say something about Harambee and Kibaki. It was after the banning of Harambee that CDF money was found. The CDF kitty was being swallowed by Harambee all the 24 years that Moi was in power. And whatever we are seeing in terms of development through the CDF kitty is what Harambee had been denying us. Siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. So if you sing the music of Moi, the Harambee money will come to your place. They will buy for you a lorry, convert it into a school bus, and give to your girls' secondary school. But if you are in the opposition, your road will not be developed, your school will remain undeveloped, and Harambee will not be conducted in your area. It was that mess that contributed immensely to underdevelopment of some areas in this country that are still 10, 20 years behind, while others are ahead. Anybody advocating to going back to that system, he is coming from that mindset, and it does not belong in the current Kenya. For heaven's sake, we need to empower people. Empowering people is not making them dependent. Empowering people is making them independent. That is what I understand by empowering. Independent in such a way that they will be able to sit by themselves, generate solutions to their problems by themselves, because they have been empowered, either through their education, through their skills, through their forums where they are opened up to function. But this empowerment that makes me the savior and these ones the saved, so that they will always depend on me if they want to do anything, that is the current enslavement. It is not freedom, and it's not development. Development is when people are free to decide what to eat, when to eat it, who to eat with them, without them consulting you. So let's accept we have moved miles ahead. Let's not accept to go back. Going forward, the new government needs to be strong on this. Let's strengthen devolution, make devolution work, let devolution bring about the holistic development of this country, that I will go to Moyale and I will not miss my Kakamega home because I'm in Moyale, because the facilities we have in Kakamega are also in Moyale, and they are also in Isiolo, and they are everywhere. If we can achieve that with one set of leadership, then that set of leadership is what we need. But the people want to turn us back to the dark days when we needed to go and beg, stand on the road and dance and jump, and then Mzee will come, enter his court, and leave us bread and milk for our secondary school. Please, we cannot go back there. Let's look forward. We are not turning back. Thank you. Leto.
Okay, thank you, Bernard, and the rest. It is good when you are in a platform where every person has his or her divided opinion, because after all, we have concrete reasons why we are supporting whoever we are supporting. Let me start by answering. He is called Fred. You know, Fred has given a very good analysis on places where Ruto has a restaurant or big hotels, and he has quoted the one in Nairobi. So when they have a meeting in Nairobi, they go to Ruto's hotel around Nairobi. When they have a meeting in Coast, Ruto has also another property there. So they have a place to spend. The same even to Central. What I am trying to get from him is that Ruto is cutting costs because those are his properties, and at times he opts to like support his team, so they may end up not spending too much. So that's what you are enlightening fellow Kenyans. Unlike these Baba's conventions, which are in big hotels owned by billionaires, people who are not in line with. So you can see how the model of Ruto is also cost friendly. So the other point is about I've heard Jakidube with his.
Are you telling us that William Ruto entertains his UDA people at Weston Hotel for free because he's the chairman? I have been to Weston Hotel. I've conducted meetings there, team building meetings there, and it's the most expensive in terms of food. I don't want to talk about the quality of the food.
Bernard.
So what are you waiting? Why can't you just accept whether the point has balanced or not? Must you look for a way to twist it and look like Ruto is doing a favor by entertaining people in his hotel for his meeting? And the meeting, he will not allow any other person to talk.
You see, Bernard, it may not be totally free, but there is something we call subsidization of cost of a service. So you cannot compare Ruto spending in his property that he will be charged a lot. You know, after all, he has the command. So that's my point. And when you get to the mountain, where Baba has the same 3 days, in a billionaire's, big hotel, they will end up spending because there is something we call paradox of practice. What you are telling people, how you earn your money, is not how you earn it. It's a deception. You may be telling people that, you know, I write, I am a writer, this is how I get my money. But wait, when we go to the blogging and such, you earn your money through adverts. When we go to YouTube, you earn your money through giving even wrong advices to people. You see, so that way will make you a millionaire, and yet the content even you deliver to people may not have standard. So that's what I'm calling paradox of practice. So when you hear people saying that Ruto is dishing or buying votes, wait, dig them deep. You'll come to realize there are also people who are using a lot of money to support their campaigns. So finally, I will say that I'm an ardent supporter of UDA, and the reason why I support UDA is not because it is led by one William Samoei Ruto. It's about ideology. It's about what these people believe in when it comes to Kenya. You cannot compare UDA with Oka, you know? You cannot compare UDA with ODM, you know? Because they have not yet also given to us what they are working for. For us, we have given you the template. You have criticized enough. You know what we are about to do is now to review. So, and through review, we shall even consider your viewpoints. And this way, we shall have addressed the whole country. So, another point, finally, is, you know, it is not good to say that just because Deto is a very young man, you know, he is not wise. You know, sometimes I wonder, even those people who are not wise, you know, the opposite of wise, they might be young, but at one time they will become gray-haired. Where do they go? In the space of the wisdom. So sometimes it is good to appreciate the level and also what someone is contributing, regardless of his or her age. But if you say I have many years to go, then when that time comes, I will learn. I think I'm doing context analysis. I'm trying to criticize what is happening in the country because I am a taxpayer, because I am a person who is oppressed by the high taxation of various commodities. That's why I have the guts even to spend up to this time at 2. I'm awake. Other people slept very early in the morning, and my due at 8, I will also be at work. So when you say that just because I'm young, my points are weightless. Let us know that every of the category is getting old every day. So the wise and also the fools.
Okay,
Okay, thank
let
you.
me go.
I beg to reply. I beg to reply, please.
Oh,
No.
please,
I think
please. No.
let me.
I don't. I would not want that to be opened. Ndeto, you are free to believe whatever you want to believe. You are free to speak whatever you want to speak. But
Can I
it is
make my
important
closing?
to listen to counsel. In multitude of counselors, there is safety. Receiving
Let me make my.
correction is an art of leadership. Temba.
Yeah, thank you. I think there I agree with Ndeto. Ndeto has a right to his opinion. We should not. Ndeto, I am totally with you. We have told Ndeto here before that age should not be. I think he has come to our side today, and that is why I'm agreeing with him. They have always loaded it over Baba. He's the one who started the issue of age. Criticizing Baba because of his age and that. I didn't know that he would be tickled when someone mentions that as a point of argument. So today I agree with you. Nobody's age should be used in a point of argument. And I agree with you that you, at your level, at whatever time, whatever opinion you hold is okay, and you are free to express your view in terms of how you disagree with whichever side. Nobody has a monopoly of ideas. Like you said, even foolish people get old. So age alone should not be a measure of what someone is. So I agree with you, and therefore let's rest the issue of argument about age. So even you, when you come here to talk about Baba, don't rest the idea of age, because it is also something that now you have pointed out today, so that now we are in agreement that we shouldn't be talking about that. My closing remark, though, is that we understand the position where Kenya is at the moment. Because of previous things that have happened, people are likely to fall for handouts. But we want to urge Kenyans, the person who feeds you controls you. So if you're going to allow a politician to not give you the what to teach you how to fish, but be giving you the fish, you'll be only responding to them every time. And anytime a politician comes and uses that bait to get you, you are likely not to see the results of what you're looking for when they get to power. So my plea to all Kenyans is, reject anybody who does not come with tangible policies that are going to resolve your issues. Those come with handouts. We know that there are people who will come and try to take advantage of the situation as it is right now. But we are wiser. You are not weaker. You are not disempowered. You are the one who has the vote. Your vote has the solution to what we are looking for. So we need to look forward to next year as we are coming together as Kenyans. Let's vote wisely. Do not sell your vote to the highest bidder. Sell your vote to the best leader. That is a person that you want and is going to give the structures that are going to help you. You need an environment. You don't need someone who is going to be the one giving you what you need. So let's reject that, and I believe Kenya is going to be a better place. And I think I like the fact that Dental comes here and always gives us the other view of making us understand what they're coming, where they're coming from. And even if you try getting the feedback from here, it is not going to enrich your bottom up because you don't even understand it. So just continue listening to us, but we like that you continue pushing what you are pushing, because that's how we are going to fail you and we are going to cruise na mwache makasiriko at this time. Hii makasiriko mko nayo ni mbaya sana, itawapatia ulcers, itawapatia kichwa mume na kichwa na magonjwa mengi baada ya next year. So thank you so much Bernard.
Thank you everyone.
Vijana hoye! Hey! Hey! Tumeanza mapinduzi ya tatu ya Kenya. Ukombozi ya kwanza ilileta uhuru, ya pili ilileta katiba mpya, ya tatu ya mission ya kiuchumi. Mko tayari? Iko vitu vitano, tano: utu, undugu, umoja, usawa, uzalishaji. Sawa? Halo. Wanasema ati baba aendelee. Aendelee asiendelee? Mtaenda wote Kasarani katika kiwanja ya mpira ya Kasarani. Nataka muende kule kwa fujo. Siku hiyo tarehe 10 mwezi wa Disemba. Sawa sawa?
Thank you everyone for participating in the show tonight and this morning. For those of you that are in East Africa and the rest of the going to bed section of the country, I mean of the globe, I want to give some shout out to Nyambusu Fred, thank you so much. Rwanda Junior, we appreciate you. Alan Onyando, thank you very much. Maruan Kasito, asante sana. And then there is Dennis Ondiek, long timer, thank you very much. We have Not Nice Show. Not Night Show is Not Nice Show is a name of somebody. It's not a comment about the show, although probably it's indirect. There is Joshua Soti, we appreciate you. And then who else? There was somebody here proposing for Ndeto to start a channel. Naomba mtafutane. Where is this? Not Nice Show. There we go. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. I think we are going to end it there. And then we'll link up later on in the course of the day. I think we'll be looking at Azimio La Umoja, the big day on 10th. So I understand there will be a show to that effect. Then we'll continue with the open whatever forum